I didn't expect the music to cut like that, but oh my goodness. Ooh, let me see. I'm about to hop back into this video. I feel 1000% better. I had to take a power nap, like I just had to, and I didn't get to sleep that much last night since I was up. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So I want to start this agent part over.
Easier while meeting the changing expectations of our clients.
Thanks so much, Christian. We're thrilled to see how quickly you at Deutsche Bank have moved AI from pilot to production. Now let's talk about agents.
Hold on, I need to do one quick thing. File, new window. I need this one over here. Like, why is this up here?
Agents are intelligent systems.
Oh shoot, my baby coming. I didn't want to share my ice cream sandwich. He's coming. That was perfect timing on that nap. Oh my god. Oh, maybe that's not him. That might be my neighbor moving around because she just went out the door. Okay.
A future where generative AI is integrated into basically every process we run, making our employees' life easier while meeting the changing expectations of our clients.
Thanks so much, Christian. We're thrilled to see how quickly you at Deutsche Bank have moved AI from pilot to production. Now let's talk about agents. Agents are intelligent systems that show reasoning, planning, memory, and the ability to use tools. They're able to think multiple steps ahead, use tools including working with software and systems to get something done on your behalf and under your supervision. Agents work alongside employees to drive efficiencies, to help with decision making, and increase innovation. A great example of a company working with Google Cloud to develop agents is Salesforce. Let's hear from CEO Mark Benioff.
Salesforce and Google, two of the world's most innovative companies. We've been on an incredible journey together, and today, well, that partnership has never been stronger. Right now, we are really at the start of the biggest shift any of us have ever seen in our careers. I'll tell you, that's why we are so excited about Agentforce and our expanded partnership now with Google. I just love Gemini. I use it every single day, whether it's Gemini inside Agentforce, whether it's all the integrations between Google and Salesforce. Together, we're leading the digital labor revolution. That's the future. It's going to drive massive gains in human augmentation and productivity, efficiency, the fundamental KPIs of our business, and ultimately our customer success. And we're looking forward to doing even more between Salesforce and Google.
Thank you very much, Mark. We're excited to build together and continue this journey with you at Salesforce. With Google Cloud, starting today, you can build and manage multi-agent systems with Vertex AI and our new agent development kit. You can scale the adoption of agents across your enterprise with our newly released Google Agent Space. And you can accelerate deployment with packaged AI agents that are ready for use today. Following the introduction of Vertex AI Agent Builder last year, we're announcing today a new agent development kit. It is a new open source framework that simplifies the process of building sophisticated multi-agent systems. Now you can build sophisticated Gemini-powered agents, help them use tools, do complex multi-step tasks, including reasoning or thinking. You can also discover other agents, learn their skills, and enable agents to work together while maintaining precise control. Agent Development Kit supports the Model Context Protocol, which provides a unified way for AI models to access and interact with various data sources and tools rather than requiring custom integrations for each and every one. We're also introducing a new agent-to-agent protocol that allows agents to communicate with each other regardless of the underlying model and framework they were developed with. This protocol is supported by many leading partners who share our vision to allow agents to work across the multi-agent ecosystem, and with agents built on other agent frameworks, including LangGraph and Crew AI. Today, we're putting AI agents in the hands of every employee with Google Agent Space. Employees using Google Agent Space can now find and synthesize information from within their organization, converse with AI agents, and have these agents take action on their behalf for their enterprise applications. Google Agent Space combines Google Quality Enterprise Search, conversational AI or chat, and Gemini and third-party agents. It also includes a broad set of tools, including purpose-built connectors to search and transact with documents and databases, as well as SaaS applications with advanced security and compliance to protect your data and your intellectual property. Let's take a look at Agent Space in action. Please welcome Gabe Weiss.
Thanks, Thomas. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank. Starting with a quick tour, this is my homepage, authenticated and personalized just for me. The Agent Gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task.
Ooh, yes.
Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients. So I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. And I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities. This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart, I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future.
I'm over here. I'm trying to get I'm like, are you guys here to service the washing machine? They're like, no, we're here to see James. Okay. All right. Anywho, all right, let's get back to this. I love AI. I love like prompting for my agent. Like, if I don't have to build it, at least the first one.
To allow agents to work across the multi-agent ecosystem, and with agents built on other agent frameworks, including LangGraph and Crew AI. Today, we're putting AI agents in the hands of every employee with Google Agent Space. Employees using Google Agent Space can now find and synthesize information from within their organization, converse with AI agents, and have these agents take action on their behalf for their enterprise applications. Google Agent Space combines Google Quality Enterprise Search, conversational AI or chat, and Gemini and third-party agents. It also includes a broad set of tools, including purpose-built connectors to search and transact with documents and databases, as well as SaaS applications with advanced security and compliance to protect your data and your intellectual property. Let's take a look at Agent Space in action. Please welcome Gabe Weiss.
Thanks, Thomas. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank. Starting with a quick tour, this is my homepage, authenticated and personalized just for me. The Agent Gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task. Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients, so I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. And I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities. This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart, I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future. Already, it's given me a massive report, which is going to save me a ton of manual research, and I can go ahead and read this later. But for now, let's set up an agent so I can keep an eye on Acme. Agent Space automatically generates an agent plan based on our conversation so far. And this is good, but I think I want more. I'm going to have it generate an audio summary and send it to my inbox so I can listen to it on my morning commute. And just like that, I have built my own custom agent to use whenever I want without writing a single line of code.
Wait, it went too fast. Hold
Now,
on.
Bank
I
has made
missed
available
it.
To communicate with each other, regardless of the underlying model and framework they were developed with. This protocol is supported by many leading partners who share our vision to allow agents to work across the multi-agent ecosystem, and with agents built on other agent frameworks, including LangGraph and Crew AI. Today, we're putting AI agents in the hands of every employee with Google Agent Space. Employees using Google Agent Space can now find and synthesize information from within their organization, converse with AI agents, and have these agents take action on their behalf for their enterprise applications. Google Agent Space combines Google Quality Enterprise Search, conversational AI or chat, and Gemini and third-party agents. It also includes a broad set of tools, including purpose-built connectors to search and transact with documents and databases, as well as SaaS applications with advanced security and compliance to protect your data and your intellectual property. Let's take a look at Agent Space in action. Please welcome Gabe Weiss.
Thanks, Thomas. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank. Starting with a quick tour, this is my homepage, authenticated and personalized just for me. The Agent Gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task. Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients, so I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. And I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities. This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart, I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future. Already, it's given me a massive report, which is going to save me a ton of manual research, and I can go ahead and read this later. But for now, let's set up an agent so I can keep an eye on Acme. Agent Space automatically generates an agent plan based on our conversation so far. And this is good, but I think I want more. I'm going to have it generate an audio summary and send it to my inbox so I can listen to it on my morning commute. And just like that, I have built my own custom agent to use whenever I want without writing a single line of code. Now, Agent Space has identified a cash flow problem with Acme General Contracting. I need to dig into that. Maybe this is a problem with construction in general and not specific to Acme. Agent Space has already identified that possibility as a suggested follow-up. So now let's go ahead and deep dive into general contracting industry trends. This activates Google's Enterprise Deep Research Agent, which starts by telling me what it plans to research and in what order. At this point, I could edit this plan if I wanted to, but it looks pretty good, so I'll start the research. Now, I do want to call out, we've cached the plan and the results here. Normally, this would take a little bit longer. This agent is pulling in real-time information from Google Search to build its report. But even cooler, it's also searching my internal enterprise data and adjusting this plan in real time, adding additional questions based on what it's going to find along the way. And again, an incredibly insightful analysis, including some source links, but thankfully, here at the bottom, it also is going to give me a great, succinct executive summary. Let's take a quick look at this. Yep, I can see Acme General Contracting is likely being affected by rising material costs, supply chain disruptions, and regulatory complexities that pose significant hurdles. That's really great. I mean, okay, maybe not for Acme, but the analysis is really great. I don't want Acme to be surprised by this at all, so I'm going to have our bank's cash flow agent do some forecasting across the next 3 quarters for me. This agent uses Google's new time series forecasting model, which is specifically trained for scenarios just like this. And again, I'm going to get a super clear, very clear summary with, at the bottom, some great recommended steps for Acme. And I need them to see it right away, so I can ask Agent Space, draft me an email to Acme General Contracting CEO requesting a meeting for next week. And just like that, I've got the draft ready to go. And even better, I can send it off directly from within Agent Space, so I don't even have to switch to Outlook or Gmail. I'm all set. And Agent Space has saved my session, so I can prep for that meeting right where I left off whenever I'm ready. Let's go ahead and recap. While I don't actually work for a bank, the value that Agent Space adds is very real. It's so easy to interact with all of your enterprise data and tools in one place and build and use agents directly from that conversational workflow. Powered by Gemini 2.5 and Google Search technology, Agent Space is the only hyperscaler platform on the market that can connect to third-party data and tools and offers interoperability with third-party agents and models. For companies with strict regulatory needs, like a bank, Agent Space provides stringent access controls at the employee level and can operate within your own VPC, ensuring that your data stays yours while meeting all of your requirements. Agent Space is a game changer, and we can't wait to see how you all put it to work. Thanks. Back to you, Thomas.
Okay. I want to use this, like, literally today.
Thank you very much, Gabe. Today, we're excited to announce that Agent Space is integrated with your Chrome browser to allow users to search and access your enterprise data directly from the search box in Chrome. Employees can use Agent Space to access Google-built expert AI agents, including Notebook LM, an AI-powered note-taking and research agent that allows users to upload up to 50 documents with 25 million words, and then query them using AI, effectively turning notes and sources into a virtual research assistant. You can also use our idea generation agent, which accelerates innovation, brainstorming, and problem solving. It uses a tournament-style framework to rank ideas based on employee-defined criteria, refine them, and generate new ones. And our enterprise deep research agent, which Kate just showed you, researches complex topics on your behalf and provides you with findings in a comprehensive, easy-to-read report. Customers and partners around the world are already using Agent Space. KPMG is building Google AI into their newly formed KPMG law firm and implementing Agent Space to enhance their own workplace operations. Cohesity is integrating with Agent Space to provide employees with greater data discovery for better decision-making while also increasing security and threat protection. Gordon Food Services is simplifying insight discovery and recommending next steps. Rubrik is leveraging agents to develop deeper customer insights and prepare for impactful sales interaction. And Agent Space will provide Wells Fargo Bank the unique opportunity to modernize and simplify banking. We're now going to dive deep into 5 categories of agents where we're already seeing tremendous business impact.
Yes, code agent.
Please
Okay.
welcome Lisa O'Malley.
Wait, let me see. What all they said they're going to do? Customer.
KPMG operations. Cohesity, increasing security, prepare for impactful sales interaction. And Agent Space will provide Wells Fargo Bank the unique opportunity to modernize and simplify banking. We're now going to dive deep into 5 categories of agents where we're already
Customer, creative, data, code, and security. I definitely want to see the creative and code.
seeing tremendous business impact. Please welcome Lisa O'Malley.
Thanks, Thomas. Let's start with customer agents. They can synthesize and reason across all types of multimodal information, including text, audio, images, and video. Communicate and engage naturally with human-like speech and dialogue. Connect across the enterprise applications and take actions on behalf of the user. And be used in the contact center and on the web, on devices, in stores, in cars, and more. Customer agents built with Vertex AI Search are helping customers to quickly find answers and the right products using both text and images in search queries. Let's hear from Reddit Chief Product Officer, Polly Bhatt.
Reddit, our mission is to empower communities and make their knowledge accessible to all. We've been working on this mission for nearly 20 years, which in turn has made Reddit one of the internet's largest sources of authentic conversations. With that vast amount of conversations and perspectives, we wanted to build a unique search product that's powered with AI, but still grounded in all of the real conversations and perspectives that are available on Reddit. This is why we introduced Reddit Answers, a new AI-powered way to get information, recommendations, and discussions on virtually any topic. It provides powerful AI that's grounded in Redditors' existing posts and conversations, so it shows you more of what real humans think versus creating unverifiable perspectives on its own. Reddit Answers is different from any other generative AI product on the market. It leverages Vertex AI search to make finding the answers and perspectives people seek faster and more relevant. We've seen awesome results so far because the users who have been able to access this product and test it out really love the experience. This gets them to the heart of the conversations that they were looking for right away. That's the magic of Reddit Answers. It combines AI with the power of Reddit.
I missed the whole conversation. I'm doing work though, for real, for real. I got a new client. Yay. Trying to onboard. I do want to hear what Reddit is doing,
Images in
though.
search queries. Let's hear from Reddit Chief Product Officer, Polly Batt.
At Reddit, our mission is to empower communities and make their knowledge accessible to all. We've been working on this mission for nearly 20 years, which in turn has made Reddit one of the internet's largest sources of authentic conversations. With that vast amount of conversations and perspectives, we wanted to build a unique search product that's powered with AI, but still grounded in all of the real conversations and perspectives that are available on Reddit. This is why we introduced Reddit Answers, a new AI-powered way to get information, recommendations, and discussions on virtually any topic. It provides powerful AI that's grounded in Redditors' existing posts and conversations, so it shows you more of what real humans think versus creating unverifiable perspectives on its own. Reddit Answers is different from any other generative AI product on the market. It leverages Vertex AI search to make finding the answers and perspectives people seek faster and more relevant. We've seen awesome results so far because the users who have been able to access this product and test it out really love the experience. This gets them to the heart of the conversations that they were looking for right away. That's the magic of Reddit Answers. It combines AI with the power of Reddit.
Thank you, Polly. We've also introduced Vertex AI Search for healthcare and retail, making it super easy for doctors, nurses, and providers to rapidly search and analyze patient data, including x-rays, scans, images, and medical histories. Retailers can add product discovery to their websites, powered by Google Search. This helps them deliver hyper-relevant results and personalized recommendations for each customer, boosting conversion rates and maximizing revenue per shopper. We're seeing huge momentum for Vertex AI Search, with billions of daily queries executed by our customers. For example, Lowe's is revolutionizing product discovery with Vertex AI Search to generate dynamic product recommendations and address customers' complex queries. Globo created a recommendations experience inside its streaming platform that more than doubled click-through play. And let's hear how Mercado Libre is transforming how customers discover products that they love.
Mercado Libre, Latin America's e-commerce leader, has deployed Vertex AI search across 150 million items in 3 pilot countries. This multimodal search technology understands deep meaning across text and images, not just keywords. It is helping their 100 million customers find the products they love faster, already delivering millions of dollars in incremental revenue. Mercado Libre is delivering a new way to shop.
Google Cloud's own purpose-built customer engagement suite is transforming customer service. Grounded in your company's data, it provides out-of-the-box functionality to build agents and works across web, mobile, call center, in-store, and with third-party telephony and CRM systems. These unique capabilities have led to rapid growth with an increase in conversational AI agent usage. DBS, a leading Asian financial services group, is reducing customer call handling times by 20%. Love Holidays saved 20% of their customer service cost per year. And our very own YouTube achieved a 75% reduction in calls abandoned while waiting to speak to a representative. Now, let's hear how Verizon is improving their customer experience using AI agents.
Verizon is transforming how they serve over 115 million connections with Google Cloud's Customer Engagement Suite. Their personal research assistant uses AI to provide 28,000 care representatives with instant, personalized information about a customer's unique needs, leading to faster and more satisfying resolutions for even the most complex inquiries. With Customer Engagement Suite, Verizon is elevating its service experience, reducing wait times, and delivering exceptional support at massive scale. Verizon developed a new way to personalize customer service.
The business impact that Verizon experienced is nothing short of extraordinary. Today, we're announcing our next generation of Customer Engagement Suite, which will include human-like voices, comprehension, and the ability to understand emotions, so agents can adapt better during the conversation. Streaming video support, so virtual agents can interpret and respond to what they see in real time through customer devices. AI assistance to build custom agents in a no-code interface, and the ability to use a variety of tools through API calls to interact and perform specific tasks for your application, like look up products.
When they tell me I can hook my Canva up to the agent space and then automatically create some,
and popular business messaging
it's going to be over
platforms.
for me.
Now, let's
That's
see
what
a
I
demo
want to
of all
see.
this cool
I want to
stuff in
see Google
action.
say that they got a
Welcome my
partnership
teammate,
with Canva.
Patrick Marlowe, to the stage.
I'm not even caring about the I'm like, get to the next one, because the next one is the creative. Please, just tell me I can hook up like any
Lisa.
creative
Hey
tool.
Everyone, I'm Patrick Marlowe, a product manager here at Google Cloud, and I am stoked to be here today showcasing our next generation customer engagement suite in action. To be honest, I'm even more excited to spruce up our keynote stage. I was thinking some greenery and flowers might be nice. You know, I've already made a couple of trips to the hardware store this morning, and I still forgot to pick up potting soil. Classic. So let's see how a next-gen agent can hopefully help me get this last order correct. We're going to start a brand new voice interaction with our agent here.
Hi there. Welcome to Simple Home and Garden. Is this Patrick?
Hey, yeah, this is Patrick. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you too, Patrick. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It looks like you've been shopping with us recently. I see you have a few things in your cart already. What can I help you with today?
Yeah, so I just bought some plants and I'm trying to pick out potting soil and fertilizer, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the right stuff. Could you help me with that?
I can definitely help with that, Patrick. To give you the best recommendations, could you show me the plants you bought? I can take a look and help you choose the best soil and fertilizer. I'm sending a video request to your browser now. Great, I can see you. Just hold the plants up to the camera so I can help identify them.
Yeah, so I have about 40 of these in various different colors.
Those are beautiful petunias. They're a great choice for vibrant color. Let me take a closer look at the items in your cart. Okay, I see you have standard potting soil and general purpose fertilizer. That could work, but petunias really thrive in a rich, well-draining soil and a fertilizer specifically for flowering plants. Okay, I found some recommendations for your petunias.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at these now. They look fantastic. Thanks.
Great! Would you like me to remove the standard potting soil and general purpose fertilizer and add the Bloom Booster potting mix and Flower Power fertilizer to your cart?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, I've updated your cart. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I mean, not unless you can come over and plant these for me.
Funny you should
I
mention
saw
that.
this
We
part
actually do
before.
offer
Yeah, it was
professional
like-
landscaping services. Would you be interested in a quote?
Yeah, I mean, how much would something like that cost?
I did see this part before.
For planting 40 petunias, I would suggest a 4-hour appointment, which would come out to $200.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious, do you also price match?
Yes, we do price match on occasion, but it's usually on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, in that case, I most
He gonna
definitely
get
saw an ad
the
from one of your
manager
competitors,
approval.
Greenscapes, where they were
I
offering
like how they
50% off first-time landscaping
Google knows how to
services
do
for new
enterprise
customers.
software very
You should
well.
totally give me that 50% discount.
Apologies, but it looks like that amount is beyond what I'm authorized to approve. Let me check with my supervisor to see what we can do. Just a moment.
So I'm going to step away from being the human user in this conversation for a moment, and we're going to go behind the scenes over here to our call center. And so what you're going to see here in our CRM Salesforce is that our virtual assistant, our virtual agent, has escalated up to a human call center manager, also played by me. And what I can do here is guide the agent through this portion of the conversation without fully taking over the conversation. So you can see here, Patrick is requesting a price match for 50% off offer, and I'll say something like, you know, we can't do that, but we can do 20, oh, let's say we can do 20% instead. And I'm going to send this message, and then we're going to pick up the conversation on the other side.
Good news, Patrick. My supervisor has approved a discount. We can offer you 20% off our landscaping services. I've applied a 20% discount to the landscaping services.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll take it.
Fantastic. Let's get that scheduled. I can have someone out tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Which would you prefer?
Let's definitely do the afternoon time because I have a pickleball tournament in the morning.
Great. You're all set. You'll receive a confirmation email in just a moment with all the details. Is there anything else I can assist you with today, Patrick?
Yeah, do I actually have to pay for the landscaping services right now?
No, we'll just add this to your account. And you can pay once the service is complete. Anything else?
No, I'm just going to finish checking out here. You've been really wonderful today. Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. Thanks for choosing Symbol Home and Garden. Have a great day and good luck at your pickleball tournament.
Uh-oh.
Now that was pretty amazing, right? That entire thing was 100% real and live. All of the tools needed to build experiences just like that are available for you to start using today. Thanks, everyone, and back to you, Lisa.
Pretty amazing. We're also helping to improve conversational customer experiences beyond the call center by offering purpose-built agents that address specific industry use cases, including food ordering, automotive, and retail. For example, Wendy's AI drive-through ordering system handles 60,000 orders daily. Mercedes-Benz provides conversational search and navigation in the new CLA series. And the Home Depot has built Magic Apron, an agent that offers expert home improvement guidance 24/7. And we have tremendous partnerships. For example, ServiceNow CRM works with Customer Engagement Suite, helping to automate and personalize customer interactions across systems. Now, let's talk about creative agents that are being used to superpower creative teams, including those in media production, marketing, advertising, design, and more. In some cases, agents are augmenting creative teams to enable content production at massive scale. In others, they're helping reimagine how stories can be told for a new generation of audiences. One of the most amazing examples is the enriching of The Wizard of Oz at the Las Vegas Sphere, and how Veo 2 helped to bring it to life. Let's hear from CEO of Sphere, Jim Dolan, and the visionaries who made it happen.
Sphere is an experiential medium. We looked for content that would accentuate all of the different capabilities inside of the venue. That was our criteria for choosing the Wizard of Oz.
We knew that it was really hard to tackle using traditional means, but it is possible to do it with AI.
We ultimately came to the conclusion that Google was the only company that was actually capable of doing this.
Alongside Google's DeepMind researchers, we trained AI models so that when you see Dorothy dancing, you see her full body dancing, down to her ruby slippers. For Google to bring VO2, we were really excited because that infrastructure that exists and that compute power was needed to do everything we're doing. Sphere Studios has partnered with Google Cloud, and we've successfully deployed finishing technology in Google's cloud infrastructure. Turnaround times, transmission times, all of the things that sometimes can slow a traditional studio down. Now we're able to do them a lot faster and with a lot more impact using Google Cloud.
My hope for it is that we keep exploring different ways to create this kind of content and to take great performances from the past and bring them to life today. I think the world is going to be amazed.
Beyond entertainment, AI is helping creative agencies revolutionize marketing for their clients. WPP built Open as a platform powered by Google models that all of its employees worldwide can use to concept, produce, and measure campaigns. Monks.flow is using Google AI to help localize creative for campaigns. And the Brandtech Group built Pencil, a generative AI platform for brands to create ads, like this recent mock-up for Japan Airlines. Customers are increasing marketing performance and reducing production time with creative agents. Mondelez quickly generates visuals for global brands like Oreo and Cadbury. Bloomberg Connects is making museums more accessible. And we're absolutely thrilled to partner with Adobe, the leader in creativity, to bring our advanced Imagen 3 and VO2 models to applications like Adobe Express. Now, please welcome Brad Calder to the stage to talk about data agents.
Thanks, Lisa. Data agents know what data to utilize and what questions to ask. They enable data teams to effectively manage data and business teams to activate it. Mattel is an iconic brand, making toys from Barbies to Hot Wheels. Let's hear from Mattel's CEO, Ynon Kreiz, on how they harness their data with Gemini.
At Mattel, our mission is to create innovative products and experiences that inspire fans, entertain audiences, and develop children through play. This year, we're celebrating 80 years, and while we first made our mark as a toy company, Mattel today is a global brand management company, home to one of the most iconic portfolios in the world. Our partnership with Google Cloud has helped us synthesize millions of points of consumer feedback, from phone calls and emails to online reviews and social media comments, delivering insights and opportunities to deepen our relationship with Mattel fans. Before partnering with Google Cloud, teams identified patterns manually. Now, we can analyze sentiment and consumer preferences in real time. We can instantly identify key issues and trends, improving both efficiency and innovation. For example, we improved the ride mechanism in the Barbie Dreamhouse elevator and enhanced the interactive features in the Fisher-Price Kick-and-Play piano gym. These are two of our top-selling global products that have been made even better through data-driven insights. We see Google Cloud as a true partner in bringing the magic of play to life for every Mattel fan.
Cozy. Got your big butt in here. All the ads,
Thanks,
Fizzy,
Enon.
welcome
My
in.
kids love playing with Fisher-Price gyms. Our data platform, BigQuery, has 5 times more customers than the 2 leading independent data cloud companies. With BigQuery, you can activate all your data for AI, combining structured and unstructured data, such as tables, text, logs, images, and video. You can also work with open formats like Apache Iceberg, directly integrated into BigQuery. And you can use BigQuery to access data in any storage system or in any SaaS application on any cloud. And multimodal analysis with Gemini and BigQuery has grown more than 16 times this past year. And now, if you're a big Oracle customer, the full range of Oracle database services running on OCI are integrated with BigQuery, Gemini, and Vertex AI. They're being deployed natively in 20 Google Cloud locations serving customers such as Macy's and Sabre. And today, we're very excited to announce specialized agents for every member of your data team. Now, for data engineering teams, we deliver agents for all aspects of the data engineering lifecycle, from catalog automation to metadata generation to maintaining data quality to data pipeline generation. And for data science teams, our AI agent acts as a comprehensive coding partner in your data science notebook, accelerating every step of your workflow from data loading and feature engineering to predictive modeling. And for data analysts and business users, our conversational analytics agent performs powerful, trustworthy analysis entirely in natural language. And you can also embed this agent inline in your own web or mobile application. Now, for over a decade, Spotify has partnered with Google Cloud to cost-effectively handle massive scale. They use BigQuery to harness enormous amounts of data to deliver personalized experiences to over 675 million users worldwide, including many of us here. Unilever uses BigQuery to reach millions of retailers in emerging markets.
I can't tell you if anybody would consider working for you, but you can ask them for sure.
Now, customers are also taking advantage of our databases with AI. For example, Nuro, an autonomous driving company, uses AlloyDB to identify challenging scenarios on the road. And public sector organizations like State of Nevada are using agents to speed up benefit claims. Let's find out more.
The Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation provides critical unemployment and job placement services. To support limited staff in a regulated space, Nevada DETR developed an appeals AI assistant powered by BigQuery and Vertex AI. It synthesizes case data to help appeals referees make fair approvals 4 times faster, surpassing DOJ standards. Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation is creating a new way to serve constituents.
And now let's see all of this in action. Please welcome Yasmin Ahmad.
Thank you, Brad. I'm here to show you the future of data science made easy. All it takes is BigQuery, Colab, and Vertex AI, now powered with Gemini. So say you're running a consumer goods company. Sales are booming, but cash flow is slowing down. Why? Well, to answer this question, we need to see everything, from sales to invoices to customer signal. So let's take a look at our data. Now, traditionally, data is siloed, but now BigQuery helps me connect everything, including SAP deep integration and real-time feeds from Salesforce and even Google Ads. See? Easy. Let's ask our data engineering agent to now do the heavy lift. I'm going to add my first prompt from the clipboard. And to do this cash flow analysis, we're going to combine invoices, sales, and audience data from all of these sources into a single multimodal data table. Instantly, we have a unified view of everything. No complex integrations and no waiting. Easy. Of course, our new table is a little messy. Look at those dates. Well, it's a good thing now, with BigQuery, we have access to Gemini-powered recommendations. And look at that, a clean data set. Super easy. Let's now move to BigQuery Data Canvas to do some analysis. Here we can see our structured data is ready to go. However, to do a true cash flow analysis, I need to extract signals from my PDF invoices. Not so easy. But here, I can ask our data science agent to help me extract buyer and payment information and group buyers into segments. In the past, this would have taken hours of manual effort. Definitely not easy. But now, with BigQuery's new AI query engine, without having to review each PDF, I can automatically extract key information, and we can group buyers into segments using Gemini's real-world knowledge. Again, super easy. So what exactly is causing our cash flow drop from January to March? Here, our data science agent uses Gemini's new thinking model and BigQuery machine learning to build an automated data science workflow right before our eyes. It's analyzing hundreds of dimensions in mere seconds. And it looks like we have our answer. Payment terms. It looks like our new 36-month payment promotion offer, while boosting sales, has caused the recent cash flow dip. I wonder how this is impacting my cash forecast. To do this, I want to jump to code, so I'm going to extract my analysis here into a BigQuery notebook. And in our notebook, we can ask our data science agent to, again, help us write some code. So here, we'll ask our agent to build a forecast for the next 3 months broken down by buyer category. BigQuery now uses Google's new pre-trained time series forecasting model to build this out. And we can reveal the big insight. It looks like wholesalers taking those long 36-month payment terms are causing the issue. And finding this answer? Easy. We can make this analysis even more powerful. We can ask our data science agent to include product category as a breakdown. BigQuery Colab Composer instantly gets to work updating all of our code. And as we see forecasts now including buyer segment and product category, we can answer a huge range of potential questions. So easy. In fact, it looks like our 36-month terms are impacting fast-moving segments like food and beverage, and not other segments, for example, medication. This insight allows for surgical precision. Instead of a blunt action like removing the 36-month promo offer entirely, we can make a data-driven, targeted, easy decision. Pretty incredible, right? This whole process used to take months of manual work, but today it took just a few minutes. Gemini and Vertex AI have made BigQuery a complete data science platform, unlocking new insights faster than ever with both natural language and code. And that, my friends, is the future of data science made, say it with me, easy. Back to you, Brad.
Thanks, Yasmin. That was amazing. Now, just like with data, Gemini's fast performance, large context window, and reasoning make it highly effective for coding agents. We offer Gemini Code Assist in Google Cloud, Android Studio, Firebase Studio, and your favorite IDE. Our enterprise version understands your code base standards and conventions. And companies like Ampere from No Group, Broadcom, CME Group, PayPal, and Wipro use Code Assist today. And today, we're announcing new Code Assist agents to help with everything from modernizing code to helping with the full software development lifecycle. Developers can interact with our agents on a Kanban board,
In there. What are you doing?
which provides a real-time display of the tasks Codesys is working on,
Don't get on there.
as well as the ability for developers to interact with our agents. Codesys also has integrations with dozens of partners, such as Atlassian, Sentry, Sneak, and many more coming soon. And now, outside of Google, Gemini is also available for your development needs in Aider, Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Replit, Tabline,
And can I use
and
my
Windsurf.
custom Gemini in the
If you want to see more, join me tomorrow at the developer keynote to see Codesys
Okay, I gotta
in
watch
action.
the developer keynote.
Now, to share what's new in security,
Dang, I'm mad
please
at
welcome
things, so
Sandra
let me
Joyce.
see if they like can possibly. They probably not even gonna respond.
Thanks, Brad. Security agents can dramatically increase in the speed and effectiveness of security analysts. The integration of AI across our security products is just one reason why organizations around the world are making Google part of their security team. We offer critical cyber defense capabilities in today's challenging threat environment, such as threat intelligence drawn from Mandiant investigations, Google operations, Virus Total, and more. So you know who's targeting you and where you're exposed. A comprehensive security operations platform that applies our intelligence for proactive threat detection, investigation, and response anywhere you operate. Cloud security and risk management that uses virtual red teaming to find risks that other solutions can't, protecting your workloads and AI across all your clouds. And Mandiant services that provide expertise before, during, and after security incidents. Today, we're introducing new security agents that analyze malware and triage alerts to speed up investigations. And our capabilities have been adopted by thousands of organizations, like Charles Schwab, who uses Google SecOps to stay proactive in responding to cyber threats. They've gained new visibility across their entire environment while reducing investigation and resolution time. Vertiv, who are detecting more events and closing investigations faster with Google SecOps. Dun & Bradstreet, who are using Security Command Center to centralize monitoring of AI security threats. And Vodafone, who use Vertex AI along with open source tools and Google Cloud's Security Foundation to establish an AI security governance layer. And finally, the government of Singapore, who uses Google Cloud Web Risk to protect their residents online. These organizations and many more benefit from our individual products and services, but we can drive even better outcomes from converging our security capabilities. And for that, we're introducing Google Unified Security. Google Unified Security brings together unmatched visibility, faster threat detection, AI-powered security operations, continuous virtual red teaming, the most trusted browser, and Mandiant expertise in one converged security solution running on a planet-scale data fabric. For our last demo, let's see how this works with Payal Chakravarti and Nav Jagpal.
Hi everyone, I'm Nav, and I'm a developer building a cool new app using Vertex AI.
And I'm Payal, a security analyst. Often juggling multiple security tools and manual processes, I'm here to show you how Google Unified Security, or GUS for short, can proactively protect your applications no matter where you're building them. So Nav, what have you been up to?
Well, I was trying to test this app, and let's just keep this between us. I might have made a few mistakes along the way.
Go on.
Well, to speed up development, I installed a Chrome extension, which helps me test my prompts across multiple public LLMs. You know, I didn't think anything of it at the time.
Let's see what's going on here. Well, Nav, while you were doing this, which is a legitimate action and Chrome extension, there may have been a potential data leak. As you see here in the centralized risk dashboard that prioritizes risk across all my company's assets and activities, Gus detected that you were copying and pasting sensitive data into the public LLM models. Now, if I click here further, Gemini's Agentic AI has automatically triaged this alert, confirmed the data leak with high confidence, and taken an automated response to quarantine that specific Chrome extension immediately. Wow, this would have taken me days to figure out in other tools.
Wait, so Gus detected what I was doing and stopped it automatically? But I mean, why is it even a big deal that I was testing my prompts like this in the first place?
Well, because those prompts could contain confidential company data. Gus protected not only you, but mitigated insider risk by updating Chrome policy for the entire organization. Well, now that I look at it, the agent has picked up on a few other correlated risks. Is there anything else you want to tell me about, Nav?
Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I wanted to test my application, so I spun up a VM. You know, I just wanted to get things working really quickly, so I might have been a little bit lax with those firewall settings.
There is something interesting going on with that VM. Gus detected malicious traffic to that VM and automatically associated that with an emerging threat actor that the Google Threat Intel team has been tracking.
Wait, hold up. So you're saying that while I was testing my app for just a few hours, somebody's trying to break into it?
Exactly. In the world of security, a few hours could be a lifetime, Nav. Well, Gus recognized the risk in real time and took action.
That's wild. Is there anything else that Gus thinks I should be doing to protect my application?
Yeah. The agent here recommends that we harden your AI model with Model Armor, its new AI protection capabilities. So you will see here, at the click of a button, it will take a minute here. At the click of this button, you will see that Model Armor starts analyzing inputs in real time, in line, blocking malicious inputs before they reach the model.
Okay, so Gus is able to detect all risks in one place, connect the dots and take action. You know, as a developer, it really gives me peace of mind knowing that Gus has my back at all times.
Yes, Nav. And Gus not only has your back on this environment in Google Cloud, Gus is an integrated open platform that can protect any environment, any data, from endpoint, firewall, networks, identity, really any cloud, any model.
Stop, baby.
Further, for added protection, we have access to Gus's expertise in incident response and threat hunting around the clock.
Well, I'm super excited that Google is a part of our security team. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Thomas, to take us home.
Thank you both. We're continuing to invest in our security offerings, and just last month we signed a definitive agreement to acquire Wiz, a leading multi-cloud security platform to provide better cybersecurity alternatives for businesses and governments around the world. Now, as you've heard throughout this keynote, we're delivering an amazing stream of new innovations and making it easy to integrate those innovations into your existing technology landscape. We do this in 4 important ways. First, connecting your clouds with other clouds and applications, enabling secure cross-cloud networking with cross-cloud interconnect, using your existing security platforms, applying federated identity with Microsoft Entra ID, and using BigQuery and AlloyDB without moving from Amazon or Azure, which is helping companies like Johnson & Johnson and Walmart. Second, we're working with many leading ISVs to integrate them with Google AI. You have access to these ISV solutions, which are pre-integrated and easily deployed from the Google Cloud Marketplace. Third, our services partners have created thousands of agents that bring their deep understanding of your industry and existing IT systems. In fact, Accenture, Capgemini, Deloitte, HCL Tech, KPMG, TCS, and Wipro are all making agent announcements with Google Cloud today. Fourth, we're enabling sovereign clouds with partners to meet international regulations. Today, we offer Google Cloud Sovereign AI services in our public cloud, sovereign cloud, and distributed cloud, as well as with Google Workspace. Now, just in closing, what an amazing time for all of us to experience and work with these technology advances. We at Google Cloud are committed to helping each of you innovate by delivering the leading enterprise-ready AI-optimized platform with the best infrastructure, leading models, tools, and agents, by offering an open multi-cloud platform and building for interoperability so we can speed up time to value from your AI investments. We are honored to be building this new way to cloud with each of you. To everyone here and all of those watching online, thank you so much for joining us for Google Cloud Next. We hope to see you again in 2026. We'll be back here in Las Vegas, April 22nd to 24th. Have an amazing event.
All right, let me see something. Sheesh. Oh my goodness, my GitHub projects are not that interesting. At least not in recent times. But I'm gonna get my stuff back together because a lot of my stuff is private now, or it exists in my clients' repos. Empty chair. Justice. All right. I do want to sit here and watch this developer keynote. I do. And I got a couple things that I need to do in the background. I think I thought I was about to I thought I was about to go to this golf clinic tomorrow and it's sold out. Show. That's fine. That's fine. Let me see. Who is this? Oh. I didn't see anyone by. Okay. Might as well commit. Justice, come out of there. I'm like, I want to make some coffee, but move. I don't want to roll your toe over. Move. Move. Justice, please, sir. Please, sir. Please. Sir. Sir. You're not about to be on the mic, okay? You already had your time in the spotlight today. Sheesh. We are trying to learn about the newest capabilities for Google Cloud Platform and Gemini, okay? Okay? Stranger sent me. Thank you for the raid. We in this mother lover. I'm about to start this keynote, the developer keynote from Google Cloud next. Anywho, so the timing is right. I just wish I had. I'm like in snack mode right now, but I'm like underprepared. Oh, you went in person? That's so good. I gotta start traveling again. That's what I'm working on right now. Getting back out and traveling for events and everything. Speaking and all the good things. So yeah, how was the stream though? What y'all been up to? I'm over here trying to get my life. I watched the main keynote earlier today. And I done took a power nap, came back for another stream, or came back for a part 2 because I was so tired. I stayed up late last night. Y'all know I don't do night streams no more. I stayed up late last night. Because I did a stream later in the day after I got back from an event. Justice. Like you got toys and cars and you want to play with my phone mount. So yeah, I'm definitely about to start this keynote. I'm just debating on what do I have in my refrigerator that is actually chilled. I was on my co-working vibe. Friday is here. Laptop is closed. I feel that. I'm I need to I'm supposed to be working on putting together the website and like sign up information for I'm gonna be running some coding boot camps in the very near future. Um and I need to make sure everything is set up so I can do the official announcement and stuff like that. Okay. Ooh, ouch. So I got the 2-year-old in the background doing all the things. I'm pulling AI papers, inserting metadata into Mongo, GraphDB, VectorDB, Web UI to explore data. All right, that's what's up. My vision is to use AI to read related papers from Vector and Graph, and then come up with new ideas. These papers, I think that's a legit idea too, because I was thinking about when they were showing for the regular keynote earlier. What is going on with my hair? For the regular keynote earlier, they were showing. I haven't used deep research yet. Like Google has their own, and I use Gemini all the time. So I was like, I was thinking of something similar, not like specifically the papers, but like different ideas, like having justice, justice. Give me that. Give me that. No, go bring that here. You about to drive me crazy, boy. But yeah, basically having a research agent that automatically, based off certain criteria, does research and looks up um potential topics. Because I already kind of sort of do my own, like here and there, just kind of look for different ideas that would be good for myself. But yeah, I'm at a point where I'm like, I need to start letting the agents help me with my life. Um, and not just AI, but also just utilizing technology more efficiently. Because I feel like realistically, there's a lot of struggles that probably I feel like I shouldn't be struggling this hard with all the technology that we have. It's just more so um, acquiring new tools, um, updating or starting to look at the newer features and tools that I've been using for a long time. And definitely building agents is like a big thing right now. Um, but my interest is in like research large language models and just natural language processing in general in and of just by itself. So I want to start working on some specific projects or coming up with my own like research topics to spend time on. And I have like probably two specific ideas that I'm interested in working on right now that you could say are more of like a startup like um potential. But I'm trying, like my big distraction right now is one, getting my baby into daycare because I cannot work with him at the house no more. And two, um I have a couple programs launching, like I said, so I'm trying to get things set up for that and just trying to get my life organized in a way that makes sense, to where I could be a little bit more effective. I was even thinking like I want to see how they were talking about additional fine tuning and stuff like that. Um, I want to take some time to see how I can fine tune Gemini. Like I need an assistant that is equipped with like a lot more contextual data of just my overall professional goals, because y'all know like I do client work and stuff too. So like for example, I'm like right now I just started with another client. It's like fractional CTO type of stuff. So I only have to do a couple hours a week with him or with his company, but still that's like there's certain context that is like I need an actual assistant that really knows what the heck is going on in my life. And then so it's like every uh every single chat thread is not like its own separate conversation, if that makes sense. And I've been wanting to build something like that, but I feel like come on, like Google, y'all already got G Suite, y'all already got Gemini integrated into G Suite. I feel like they're going to tell me that all I got to do is set up this thing or that thing, and then I don't have to build the dang on thing from the ground up. I just don't got time to be building my stuff from the ground up. Neo 4J. But yeah. So I'm going to start this. I'm just trying to think, what can I get out of the what do I have in there to consume that is cold? Because I did not put anything in the refrigerator. Cause they are, I'm assuming they're gonna go into like Google agent space. Justice. Y'all gonna put all my information out here? Agent space early access. Then they said that they made a they said they made a open source framework. I want to look into that. Okay. So I'll be right back. Let me grab something to drink, and then we about to watch this. We about to watch this developer keynote. Mr. Sir, Mr. Sir, Mr. Sir, Mr. Sir. Go dance in there. Don't come in here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not doing anything interesting. I'm not doing anything interesting. No, you go in there. I'm not about to sing. If you gonna stay in here, stay in here. But we not about to sit here and do whatever you trying to do right now. I'm not about to sing Gracie for you. Gracie is singing Gracie for you. Don't you want us to have money? Don't you want me to be a millionaire or billionaire, you know? Don't you? Don't you? All right. I got to do work then. Excuse you. Here, come on. You could come up here, but you... It's not interesting over here, okay? I told you. It's not interesting. All right. I would just like to have my other arm so I can, like, I can't hold you. You getting big. Get down, baby. That's a 0.
Developers, please welcome to the stage Brad Calder.
All right, hi everyone, and welcome to the developer keynote.
Woo!
All right, what we've been waiting for. I'm excited to talk to you today about how Google Cloud is transforming software development. We're innovating in 3 key areas. First, we're unlocking your ability to build the next generation of agentic applications. We're empowering you to build agents that are AI-powered services. These agents can plan, reason, learn, collaborate, and act to achieve goals on behalf of users or in concert with other agents. Now, these agents can be incorporated to be a key part of your application and seamlessly integrated with the rest of your cloud stack. And at Next, we're empowering you to build and deploy these agents with our new framework and products. So we're very excited to introduce our Agent Development Kit to help you build your agents, our Agent Engine to help you run your agents, and Agent Space to help users interact with your agents. Now, together, these allow you to create applications where agents and users can work together to achieve a common goal. Second, we are helping you be the most productive software engineers with our Code Assist and Cloud Assist agents. These agents allow you to accelerate development and streamline your cloud operations across your entire software development lifecycle. Then finally, all of this is powered by our Gemini models, allowing you to leverage Gemini's massive context window and multimodal support. This allows seamless integration of video, images, and voice with your data, creating deeply immersive real-time insights and experiences. And in today's keynote, we're
one last freaking interruption. No,
all of these
you don't even know what that is.
And to
you
do
literally
that,
don't
I
even know what that
two
is.
very special guests coming to the stage. Please welcome Richard Schroeder and Stephanie Wong.
All right, hold on. I gotta let the maintenance people in to fix our freaking washer. Justice, you doing too much, baby. You doing too much, honey bun. Okay, we're ready. I forgot I had I saw this in my refrigerator, but this San Pellegrino, so refreshing. Oh my Jesus, I did not know. Like I knew, but I didn't know. Um, I'm about to put these on my grocery list because I was like, I kind of want to pop, but I definitely don't want to pop. And like this been sitting in there brand new, unopened, and I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, I need some water. I feel like people do not understand sparkling water. But once you get it, you get it. Sir, that's my purse. And I'm gonna need you to stay out of it, okay? All right, thank you. How you gonna be mad at me moving my stuff? Jeez Louise. Hey. Hey. Calm down. Calm down. You wanna try it? Here, you wanna try it? Try it. Okay, well try it. It's really like got a tangy flavor to it because it's lemon. You gonna try it? All right, well, I'm gonna leave that to you. And I'm gonna continue on with this. But yeah, I need to all right. We're going for it. We're going for the gold this time. We're going for the gold, y'all.
Developers, please welcome to the stage Brad Calder.
All right, hi everyone, and welcome to the developer keynote. All right, what we've been waiting for. I'm excited to talk to you today about how Google Cloud is transforming software development. We're innovating in 3 key areas. First, we're unlocking your ability to build the next generation of agentic applications. We're empowering you to build agents that are AI-powered services. These agents can plan, reason, learn, collaborate, and act to achieve goals on behalf of users or in concert with other agents. Now, these agents can be incorporated to be a key part of your application and seamlessly integrated with the rest of your cloud stack. And at Next, we're empowering you to build and deploy these agents with our new framework and products. So we're very excited to introduce our Agent Development Kit to help you build your agents, our Agent Engine to help you run your agents, and Agent Space to help users interact with your agents. Now, together, these allow you to create applications where agents and users can work together to achieve a common goal. Second, we are helping you be the most productive software engineers with our Code Assist and Cloud Assist agents. These agents allow you to accelerate development and streamline your cloud operations across your entire software development lifecycle. Then finally, all of this is powered by our Gemini models, allowing you to leverage Gemini's massive context window and multimodal support.
I want to know what they mean by
This
massive.
allows seamless integration of video,
Because
images, and voice with your data.
we know Llama's
creating deeply immersive
minimum is
real-time
like
insights
10
and
million
experiences.
tokens, I think now.
And in today's keynote, we're very excited to
I'm
demonstrate
assuming
how you
they
can
mean
benefit
at least
from
that much.
all of these innovations.
You liked it? Here.
And to do that, I have 2 very special guests coming to the stage.
Can you give me
Please
my phone,
welcome
baby?
Richard Schroeder and Stephanie Wong.
Give me my phone.
All right,
great to be here again. Shout out to all of you here in Las Vegas, everyone on the live stream watching, and the hundreds of people backstage who have done heroic work making this event happen. So thank you, all of them. So what kind of Google things do we have in store today, Stephanie?
Yeah, well, we have heard from so many devs that they want to see the best ways Google Cloud can help them build great software. So that's what we're going to showcase today. From getting started to scaling, and ultimately a sneak peek at the future with some of our newest creations.
Awesome. This whole thing is a bunch of demos, so we're going to get started on this. So set us up,
Demo,
Steph. What are we about to see
demo.
first?
Well, we are going to show developers how they can build things, including agents, with Google Cloud and Gemini. It starts with the models. In fact, Gemini still offers developers one of the longest context windows and bidirectional multimodal capabilities. And you can all try out our latest models, including Gemini 2.5 Pro in AI Studio. So let's see this in action.
All right, to kick things off, I would like to welcome to the demo desk Paige Bailey and Logan Kilpatrick.
Ooh.
Hey everyone, in the next few minutes, we're going to showcase how you can build AI-enabled applications with
I miss
Gemini.
doing
So where does
conferences.
building with AI start today?
Like,
well, for
having
Paige
the
and
show-
it often starts with a simple
the
question.
show,
Can the model
setup
actually help
is
solve this problem that we have in our head?
Yep, and that's exactly where Google AI Studio comes in. It's a place where you can rapidly prototype anything. But Logan, do you want to tell us what's new before we dive in, like that UI refresh from yesterday?
Yeah, I think the question is always what's not new in AI Studio. So we just shipped a brand new UI, which has been awesome. We have all the latest Gemini experimental models. We have Google Search as a tool, which works agentically, and even new model capabilities like native image editing and generation, which we'll see in a second. But Paige, I think you had an idea for an AI app that you potentially wanted to try and see if we could build.
Absolutely. Today we're going to be multitasking. I have been wanting to remodel my kitchen for the longest time, and I bet Gemini can help.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm an engineer, not a general contractor, and I don't even know where to start. You know, there's all sorts of things from regulations and fixtures, electrician work. You know, I really feel like AI could help here.
Yeah, I think I can. So let's use Gemini to break this problem down. We'll have Gemini sort of generate a super detailed starter prompt for us. We'll have it put together a renovation plan. And last, we'll see if we can use Gemini to actually visualize what that remodel might look like.
Awesome. 3 steps. Let's head over to Google AI Studio and get started. Awesome. So you can see here a very, very detailed prompt that Gemini has created only from the short description that I've given the model. You can see it's including everything from my current kitchen dimensions to things like budget, project scope, countertops, cabinetry, all sorts of details that I would have never even considered that can help us get started with this renovation project. You can also see models here off to the right, and when you hover over them, you can get additional insights into things like latency, what the model might be really great at, and also really nice details like costs.
Awesome. Paige, so let's take this prompt that Gemini actually generated for us. We'll copy it. We'll jump over into another tab, which has a bunch of pictures of your kitchen, a picture of the floor plan, a bunch of other unstructured data, and we'll send that prompt off to Gemini and have it sort of kickstart this renovation for us.
Awesome. So I'm running that now. A bunch of things are happening behind the scenes. This is a thinking model, which means that we get 65,000 tokens of output, which are great for long-form analyses and detailed docs. We've got our super long prompt that's giving a lot of really nice insights. And then also this mysterious thinking box. So Logan, break down what's happening behind the scenes as Gemini is doing all this work.
Yeah, so we're using a reasoning model, which means that before the model actually gives us this final renovation plan, it's trying to think about all the different things that we might need to take into account. And as you mentioned before, Paige, you and I have never done a kitchen renovation before, so this is a great example of why reasoning is so powerful, and it'll hopefully come up with a bunch of stuff that you or I never would have been able to.
Awesome. So in this thinking section, we're seeing an information gathering strategy. It's pulling in things like Seattle costs and local regulations. It's giving me pros and cons about the specific materials, assumptions about the layout just based on this floor plan that we sketched out.
Yeah.
And this is still just the thinking box. We haven't even gotten to the main model output yet. This is amazing. So if we keep scrolling, we can start seeing the major output. But you know, Logan, oh wow, it's even done a little sketch of the kitchen. This is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you know, budget is everything. So how can I make sure that this renovation project would actually fit in my budget?
Yeah, great question. So we're using grounding with Google Search, which means for all the information which the model might not have recently trained on, like things like up-to-date material costs, even like local regulations and codes, which can always be changing, the model can pull that information in and actually make this not only like a theoretical renovation plan, a super practical one that's grounded in reality.
Amazing. And it looks like Gemini is still cooking. You know, I would really love to be able to visualize some of these things that it's describing. And you mentioned that Gemini might be able to help with that too, right?
Yeah, I don't think an AI renovation use case would be complete if we couldn't actually see what that renovation is going to look like. So let's jump over to your third tab. And we have a picture of the kitchen. And I think this was another super detailed prompt that Gemini actually generated for you.
Yes, Gemini was able to cook up a really, really nice prompt, very detailed with all of the different features that I would want to use to reimagine my kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah, and so let's hit run again, and hopefully we'll see a result in just a few seconds.
Yeah, and we're using Gemini 2.0 Flash, so hopefully this actually literally only takes a few seconds.
Amazing. So I love this. It's been able to take my
green-
layout.
Ooh, I like that green
You can still see
tile
that
with the
door off
white
to the left that we had off to
counter
the
and the
left in the
wood
original picture.
cabinets.
It's given me a new stove, this beautiful pewter green backsplash, which is a new word that I learned. And also, it looks super nice and airy, but I don't see a lot of lighting. I'm going to ask for Gemini to add tube globe lights, and that's something that it should be able to do as well, right?
Yeah, this is actually a really great example in practice. If you saw that first prompt, super detailed, really verbose. For the second prompt, we can also just ask it to very explicitly change, hopefully just one thing, which is going to be these lights up in the top.
Yeah. I'm also curious to see what kinds it picks.
It's one of the fun parts of playing with this model. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, look at that. The beautiful globes. Amazing. And this is excellent. I really am excited now to kind of bundle this up, send it over to a general contractor, and get started.
Yeah, I love this. And really, this is the power of Gemini all coming together, from understanding videos to native image generation to grounding real information with Google Search. These are the kinds of things that you can only build with Gemini.
Absolutely. And it all starts in AI Studio. From here, we can take this prototype, we can go ahead and grab an API key, and we can scale this out into a full application using the power of Google Cloud and Vertex AI. So thank you so much for being my renovation buddy, Logan.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, Paige.
Yeah, next time we're doing your kitchen.
I hope so.
Nice. All right, that was great. I feel like that original kitchen has seen some things. I don't know.
It might have. Makes me want to still DIY my own project though, maybe.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, I might legitimately start here with my next home improvement project. That was a pretty rad use case and not a way I would have thought of using AI myself.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're not just going to keep watching old reruns of This Old House?
I'd have to watch it the first time to see a rerun.
Well, Paige, can you tell me more about what you use Gemini's long context window for?
Absolutely. So long context windows are a game changer when you really know how to use them. In this example, we saw, some things like photos and images and, a few different sketches. But with long context, you're able to pull in full videos or even full code bases to use in your projects. And I use it a lot, especially when kind of pulling things in to be able to generate really, really detailed code generation in my favorite IDEs.
That's great. Yeah, you showed how easy it is to get started, which I love, but at the same time, the more you learn about the features, the better the whole experience gets as the team keeps building some great things here. I'm really excited about some of the things you unlock with native image generation. Tell me more there.
You can change floor plans, you can change different spaces. I loved it for my condo renovation, but it really gets magical when you can imagine all of the different kinds of projects that you can pull in. I especially loved that we were able to pull in search as a tool and search grounding. And when you're able to add all of these agents into your projects, they're great for automating these multi-step processes.
Yeah, it's amazing. I do love that multimodal reasoning, that long context is such a big deal. But Steph, I am more of a software engineer than a construction engineer, and I'm kind of psyched about the coding in Gemini 2.5 Pro, amazing at coding.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all kind of happy that you're not a construction engineer. I don't know if you'd be standing
The
here
world
right
is a
now.
safer place.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing so many developers swarm to this model because of the quality of the coding responses. So Logan, I gotta ask, how did this happen?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know we didn't show it in this demo, and all four of us, though, have been spending a bunch of our time playing around with the new coding capabilities. I think it's honestly a story of all these unique Gemini functionalities coming together. It's long context, it's natively multimodal, it's bringing in native search. I think you can do a bunch of stuff for code use cases that weren't possible, plus innovation in pre-training, post-training, reasoning, so much stuff.
Well, thank you so much, Logan and Paige.
Thank you. Great. All right. There we go. It's a good start. I love that we're building for builders in this whole show. I could not have planned this any better. 10 out of 10, no notes. But what's next? We actually use Gemini here to help us with how we might restyle our place, but what could an agent do here? How do we do something that would help a business scale this type of thing?
Well, agents can automate processes, unlock entirely new use cases, and improve the way we do the things that we already do every day.
Yeah, but the million-dollar question is, what in the world is an agent? How are you defining that?
Yeah, we should probably start there. Well, an agent is a service that talks to an AI model to perform a goal-based operation using the tools and context that it has. And agents can help us accomplish many goals. Some agents will automate tasks that we need to scale, and some agents will help us solve complex problems either autonomously or by asking for human help when needed.
I see. So building an agent is a lot like building a service, but it has some of those unique traits you mentioned that push an agent beyond just a classic cron job or a web service, no?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Got it.
In this next demo, we'll create an agent to help contractors by handling tasks like verifying building codes and looking up permits. As input, it'll use Paige's ideas and any supporting documents like floor plans. The agent's goal is to generate a PDF proposal we can share with Paige to hopefully win her business.
That sounds like a giant time saver. What is actually the best way to build an agent?
Well, you start with Vertex AI.
Of course you do.
Vertex AI is our end-to-end platform for building and managing AI applications and agents, as well as model training and deployment.
All right, since all I apparently have is questions for you, now that we are using Vertex AI to build an agent, how do we actually get started?
You're full of great questions,
That's all I got.
You're lucky I'm here.
All I got.
Agent Development Kit. It's new, open source, model agnostic, and supports model context protocol.
Great.
We're making it easier for developers to build agents. Let's see how. Please welcome to the demo stage, Dr. Fran Hinkelman.
Thank you, Richard and Stephanie. I'm here to show you all the goodness of the Agent Development Kit, ADK, that we just released. To build an agent in ADK with Gemini and Vertex AI, we need three things. We need an instruction, we need tools, and we need a model. The instruction defines the agent's goal. The tools enable the agent to perform actions beyond a plain LLM via additional function and API calls. And the model handles all LLM tasks and is responsible for calling the tools. In ADK, we support the Model Context Protocol, my favorite protocol. MCP creates a standardized structure and format for all the information an LLM needs to process a data request. This allows our agent to use tools for retrieval augmented generation, also known as RAG. ADK is a Python SDK. Let's write some code. Here I am in Cloud Shell Editor using ADK. The first thing I need to do before we define an agent is to connect to Gemini and Vertex AI. This is very easy to do with a .env file. I can either configure my Google Cloud project, or I can easily access Vertex AI using an API key. Okay, with that established, let's look at our agent code. Remember, I said an agent needs instruction, tools, and a model. We define our agent's goal using an instruction. It's the foundation of any agent. We describe in natural language what the agent will do. I use Gemini and Vertex AI to help create this instruction. It's quite detailed because we need to cover a lot of edge cases. For this agent, The instruction focuses on taking a customer request and creating a PDF proposal.
Baby.
And we set the instruction right here in our agent constructor. Next, let's explore tools. We're going to add this Analyze Building Codes tool. It allows our agent to perform RAG by accessing our own private data set for local building codes. The Analyze Building Codes function defines the tool's arguments and return value. And the agent is going to decide on its own when it needs to call this function. So it needs to understand what the function does. And we use this docstring here using natural language to describe what the tool is doing. And this is how the agent knows what the function does and when to call it. The function takes a building feature like plumbing or windows. It searches our RAG database for local codes, and then it returns a summary. Clear docstrings are vital. They guide the AI model in selecting the right tool. To perform RAG, we need to retrieve information from outside the agent. For this, I used the Model Context Protocol server from Google's MCP toolbox for databases, which we contributed to open source. And I deployed it to this endpoint here. The Analyze Building Codes function uses RAG to ground the agent's responses in data from our database. With this, we've defined a tool for our agent to accomplish its goal. Okay, since we're building an AI agent, we need an AI model from Vertex AI. ADK is model agnostic, so I could use models like Llama or Claude, but I'm using Gemini 2.5. And the model is a key part of the agent because the model handles the execution of the tools we defined, and it produces the output we are looking for, a proposal for pages remodel. In essence, building an agent in ADK boils down to just 3 things: instructions, tools, and a model. Okay, time to test the agent. Let's open the terminal. ADK comes with a dev UI for local development. You call it by running ADK web. Okay, open localhost. Let's select our agent. The dev UI handles multimodal inputs like images for us. So I'm uploading Paige's ideas and her floor plan. Please create a proposal. We will integrate this UI with Gemini Code Assist and its supported IDEs later this year. Okay, gave us an answer. Wow, look at this. It created this whole professional PDF. What a massive time saver. Agent Dev Kit is public today. I want you all to build something with agents on Gemini that makes your life easier. Thanks so much.
Great job.
Yeah, that was terrific. I love seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really wild to see how easily Fran could take some of the fun ideas from Paige and Logan's demo and make an enterprise-class agent from them.
I mean, it's not very hard to see how this could be useful for lots of other tasks and businesses, anything that requires just a lot of reasoning, no?
Oh, there's so many things we can build with agents, and they really unlock a whole new level of automation.
I thought Agent Development Kit looked pretty cool, right? You all like that? I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. A round of applause for Agent Development Kit. Was there anything unique, though, that you had to think about differently when building with it? I know you hit on those 3 things that make up an agent, but was there anything otherwise you had to think about?
I mean, at the heart, it's just code. Okay. Prompt engineering is really important, so be really explicit with your doc strings and your instructions.
That's good advice for everybody. All right, thank you very much, Fran. Terrific job.
All right, Richard. Well, let's shift a little bit to talk about how developers are building even more with our products and frameworks, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about one of my personal favorites, or so I'm told, Vertex AI Agent Engine, which was recently made generally available.
It was. An agent engine makes it easy for you to deploy and run agents built on any agent framework. It simplifies the deployment process so that you can focus on your agent's code, and provides you enterprise-grade security controls, production-grade monitoring and logging, and even evaluation and quality frameworks. And Richard, what else do we have for agent discovery and sharing?
You want more? It's all agents.
Always.
To make life easier for devs, we actually have something pretty awesome called Agent Space. You've been hearing about that this week. It's our hub for agents across a company. As you saw in the demo in the main keynote yesterday, you can build these no-code agents directly in Agent Space. And you can register agents built with the Agent Development Kit and make them available here. That's good. We can also use this to share agents that are built by developers and can be surfaced to all the employees within their own company or to all companies that use Agent Space from the cloud marketplace. And some of the best part is that this supports third-party models and agents and provides a common surface for access control across all of your users.
So you might have all heard about teams of agents working together. These combination of agents are able to take on complex tasks with both high agency and high automation, as we're about to see next. So let's see some cool new things we have for building multi-agent systems in Vertex AI, managing agent systems at scale, and some of our newest tech to help with debugging and fixing our agent services. Let's make some noise and welcome to the stage Dr. Abarami Sukumaran.
Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Richard. Hi, everybody. Complex processes require more than one agent. So we're going to create a system of multiple specialized agents and go through the process of deploying and debugging a multi-agent system. Now, we've already got the construction proposal agent that generates client proposals. Next, we'll add 2 more agents, one for permits and compliance, and another for ordering and delivering materials, both built with Vertex AI using Agent Development Kit with Gemini. We'll need these 3 agents to work seamlessly together as a single agent that can handle the end-to-end process. Let's check out the code to see how we use ADK, that is Agent Development Kit, to build and orchestrate a multi-agent system. We start out by defining our root agent. So this can call one or more sub-agents based on the goal. First, we'll start with our instructions. This is very similar to how we do with a single agent. But since this is a multi-agent system, we'll give additional instructions that define how these additional sub-agents will be used and routed to, all in natural language, and define any additional instructions or dependencies that are required between these sub-agents right here. Next, we'll need to declare these agents as sub-agents. This is similar to how we declare tools. Here you see 3 sub-agents highlighted: proposal, permits, and ordering agent. All right, when my agent is ready, I can deploy it directly from ADK to Vertex AI Agent Engine. It is a fully managed agent runtime that supports many agent frameworks, including ADK. Here we have the code snippet that allows me to deploy my multi-agent system to run on Agent Engine. Once I execute this, in a few minutes, our agent will be deployed and available to call and share across apps and users. The call to create returns an endpoint which looks something like this. Perfect. Now that our agent is deployed and running, let's test it out in a place where I want to make it available to other users, which is, you heard it, Agent Space. Here I am at the Agent Space console, where we can see all of the agents available to me in the left pane right here. I'm going to go to Renovation Agent, which I just deployed. So to start off, let me start uploading the proposal document that was generated in the previous demo, and I'll start interacting with the multi-agent system. I'll ask it to kick off permits process. The renovation agent will route our request to the right subagent based on the instructions we have specified. Great, it's already created a checklist of permits. Now, let's say I want to ask it something related to ordering. I'll ask it to check order status for some of the materials that I've previously ordered. This should call, oh snap. All right, looks like my renovation agent has a bug in it. Well, since I've deployed my multi-agent system to Agent Engine, and since it uses tools from this Google Cloud project, I'm going to go to cloud logging to see if I have any information that helps me debug. Let's go over to cloud logging. Logs Explorer, there it is. Yeah, that is why I have a bunch of red. All right, that's a long wall of exception text.
Yeah, but it's going to explain it to you, and it's going to tell you how to
create
fix it.
investigation.
This
Gemini
is a new feature in
Cloud
GDP.
Assist called Cloud Investigations, which helps diagnose problems with infrastructure and even issues in your code. Once the investigation is complete, I'll click View Investigation, and the report is open. I have 7 relevant observations in the report and a hypothesis section. Let's see what the observations are. All right, it has identified that a PostgreSQL column not found, and that's status. And it's also identified the column name, that is status. And also, it takes me to the source code to debug it. And it has a direct link to make a Gemini-suggested code edit and make the fix. I can navigate over. So in the hypothesis section, I also have the overview of the problem. I have recommended fixes along with the direct link to Gemini-suggested code edit, which will directly allow me to make the fix. Let's navigate over. Here we are. As you can see right here, it has the comparison and a side-by-side view of the current buggy version of the code, which has the wrong column referenced. And on the right-hand side, I have the fix to it, that is Gemini-suggested edit. And the right column that I was supposed to reference was order_status. I have incorrectly referenced it as status. I like the fix. I'm going to accept code suggestion and save and redeploy. All right, in about a couple of minutes, it'll be deployed. How cool is it that I saved so much of my debugging time with cloud investigations?
Legit, because when you get woken up at 3 a.m.
Now that I fixed our error, once it's deployed in about a minute, I could go and retest the agent and share it out to users without having to make any change in the multi-agent system itself. So, building, sharing, and even debugging complex agent systems got so easy with Agent Development Kit, Vertex AI, and Agent Space, along with Cloud Assist investigations, right?
Right.
So excited to see what you'll all build. Thank you.
This stage is so sweet.
That was amazing. Tech influencers are just like us. Their code doesn't work either. That's amazing.
I mean, it's easy to see how the scale and number of agents can really grow, right? Bringing together agents seems like it could be kind of complex, but you actually made it look pretty easy.
You did.
So what did you learn using Agent Development Kit that can help all devs build multi-agent systems?
Right. I personally have 3 key takeaways from building this multi-agent system with Vertex AI. First, it's important to have a proper understanding and reasoning
Are they gonna do some new
for the
training?
specialization of each of the sub-agents. Second,
do
do you know what is the root agent? How are you going to connect and route between these and make sense of all the responses and gather the results? And finally, I learned I could do multiple types of agent routing, handle context, state, and do a lot more with Agent Development Kit, especially when I have to do complex flow control.
Well, you absolutely had a great example, Avi, of local agents working together.
Yeah, it was great. And to make it easier to connect any agents together, we actually just launched that agent-to-agent protocol. Just like MCP standardizes how agents connect to and use tools, A2A makes it easier to discover and connect agents, especially when those agents are from different ecosystems or vendors. And it's all open source. We're building this with over 50 other companies, so you can build agents on any of those platforms, and those agents can communicate and collaborate to help you achieve the goal.
That's really cool. I showed how we can have a bunch of agents built on Vertex AI work together to accomplish a goal. But in the future, I know we'll want to use agents that are built with different frameworks and different vendors. And I'm really thrilled and excited that Google is actually working with so many others to create a standard for exactly that.
Yeah. Now, I know we're obsessed with agents, but you did sneak something in there about cloud investigations. And why do the developers in this room actually care about this? What does this really help us do?
It's hard enough to build systems that orchestrate complex agents and services. Developers shouldn't have to sit around debugging and all these multiple dependencies, getting to the logs, going through the code. And all of this can take a lot of time and resources that developers typically don't have. So that's where cloud investigations can save the day. It helps identify and fix code across the services of a multi-agent system so we can quickly get an app back up and running.
All right, well, everyone give it up for Abby.
Thank you.
Amazing. That was so great. So far we've shown you lots of ways to just build things with Google and AI, but we also do love the ecosystem. And devs love using what's new and exciting, and frankly, what's the most useful for a specific job. It's the nature of how we build modern software. Gemini is actually so powerful in Google Cloud and our tools, but next we're going to show you how to take advantage of Gemini from your other favorite IDEs and tools.
All right, wait, hold on, Richard.
Yep.
Let's not forget the other way we're enabling developer choice.
What else did I forget?
Vertex AI Model Garden, hello.
Go into the shed, that's terrible.
It's enabled over 200 models to date to be deployable for developers worldwide. You can choose what models work best for each task.
Got it. With that, let us see how building with Google AI gives you unprecedented choice in both IDEs and the models. Please welcome Debbie Cabrera to the stage.
Thanks, Richard. How's everybody doing? Can I get a woo? Wow. Okay, that was great. You know what else is great? Google is empowering developers to use the tools and models that you like best to build amazing apps. First, we'll showcase how you can use Gemini in your IDE of choice, and then how you can bring your model of choice to Google Cloud for your apps. Let's start with our IDE experiences and pretend that we're building a new service that'll be used for our agents to help with budgets. We'll use three popular IDEs that are enabled to use Gemini.
Yeah.
First up, have you heard of vibe coding?
We're not advocating for that over here.
People are doing a lot of it and more with Windsurf, a new and popular IDE with a streamlined experience that focuses on agentic coding. Here, we can chat with Gemini 2.5 Pro to start creating code powered by AI. You can ask something like, build me a Java microservice app with sample services for budgeting. The model will then iterate with you a lot over multiple steps. It might prompt you for commands to run in the terminal and even create some files on your behalf. It's really simple to go from 0 to template and continue building from there in Windsurf. Looks like I'll go to my backup machine because Gemini got a little tired over here. I want to show you what it built. To get there, I'm going to take the escalator.
Okay.
And I'll take the elevator up.
They irritating. Oh my God. At least she was smooth and clean with her little,
Looks like
her
it
little
had a little bit more
quirkiness.
energy on this side. There you go. You can see how great it is. Okay, now let's hop over to Cursor to see how you can start making some specific services using Gemini as the model of choice for coding. Cursor excels in code-based analysis and reasoning. So, keeping with our budgets example, there's a lot of code here, but this is just a budget controller Java file with an existing controller. Let's say we'd like to add some input validation, so we know that everything looks good before we go ahead and process it. Using Cursor's inline option, with Gemini as the selected model, we can ask to add input validation and hit submit. And there we go. You can see the highlighted text that was automatically generated by Gemini. Looks like it's added a few lines in case there's a bad request. And all of this is done right within the existing file. Budget controller Java file with an existing controller. Let's say we'd like to add some input validation.
Hold on, baby, stop.
So we know that everything looks good before we go ahead and process it. Using Cursor's inline option with Gemini as the selected model, we can ask to add input validation and hit submit.
Okay, sorry. I started reading messages. I guess that's not too bad because they're actually importing the very specific pieces they need. So
And
that's
there
a lot
we
of
go.
imports.
You can see the highlighted text that was automatically generated by Gemini. Looks like it's added a few lines in case there's a bad request. And all of this is done right within the existing file, recognizing any differences needed and even adding changes based on the type of entity that you need the validation for. Now, since we're already working in Java, let's see what we can do in IntelliJ and the JetBrains family of IDEs.
Yeah, that's my thing.
In IntelliJ, we're connected to Gemini via GitHub Copilot. We're using the same code base. I have my code on the left, and on the right,
I want to know if I can use a
Copilot
custom model, though.
for different files for my budget controllers. We can go ahead and ask in the chat to add unit tests. And I speak Spanish, so I'm actually going to ask in Spanish.
Okay.
Agrega pruebas unitarias. Let's see. Oh, give it a second. Oh, muy bien, Gemini.
I mean, it would be nice if it probably responded back in Spanish, but...
Okay, looks like it's proposed a new file and maybe some modifications to a current file I have. And once this is completed, I can choose what I would like to accept and input into my code. And the most exciting part is that all of these IDEs now support the Gemini 2.5 family of models out of the box. And these are just three.
Is Gemini or other AI really helping new students or making them think less and copy more? I honestly don't. In my experience, I don't think that that AI necessarily is like changing that new student experience very much because a lot of people just copy and paste it anyway. The thing that's more freaky to me is the fact that so many companies are like excited about developers using AI without understanding that like most of the developers, those of us that can use it effectively, it's because we have years of experience writing software. Like we can say, hey, I need a microservice, I need an API, I need a RESTful service, like, and then we know when the code is like bullshit. But I don't feel like there's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a skill gap that's being created for entry level. Less so like, I mean, I've been in a lot of scenarios, like because I teach like people transitioning, a lot of times people who do not understand their code can get their code to work by copying and pasting from Stack Overflow. So I don't see it as that different than copying and pasting from Stack Overflow, except maybe hypothetically they get to a solution faster, hypothetically. But like the net like experience of it overall, like realistically they're still going to find their way to some code that works. They're still not going to know what the code does. It's basically still just copying and pasting. Um but maybe it actually builds a false sense of confidence, or like it's easier to get in over your head faster. I don't know. But these are like those are the very specific like that early stage like developer. How are they supposed to be interacting with these tools? Like that's something that I'm very much focused on right now and trying to figure out how to educate because yes, I mean this is the world that we live in now. Like at this point, most big companies, small companies, a lot of people have accepted like, oh, the AI assistants make our coding experience more productive. But I think like it's a huge oversight to skip the fact that the reason why we are productive with coding agents is because we know how to speak about software in plain terms and in natural language, as you would say. And yeah, if you're new to coding, or if like you're transitioning and you have no idea what you're doing or how to talk about what you're doing, which I know like a lot of my students would have a hard time actually talking about what it is that they did. I don't understand how the models are supposed to be useful in that case. And then like I said too, like we know collectively like it is a known issue that models can hallucinate, meaning that they will sit here and say something is they'll give you some like result and be so confident about it, and then if I read the code I'm like, this doesn't work, this is not going to work, or this is a issue. But because I know how to read and analyze the code, then I know when to say actually this is not a good result. um but yeah, again, if you're like starting off, then how would you know? You just look at it and it's like, oh. And that's not just for code though. That's just for anybody that's even using language models. Like a lot of people just assume that it's just magic and it just works, and it's like, no, it can be wrong. It can be very, very wrong. And like that's the scarier part to me, is that people would be blindly um accepting the solutions as truthful, or accepting the solutions as accurate, and not having any type of expertise to be able to question the models, um, regardless of like the domain. But the boot camps that are going to be starting are um, a Swift mini boot camp, a like a intensive Swift boot camp, and then full stack like JavaScript. Those are the programs. So I'm like literally putting together. That's what I'm kind of doing in the background, putting together the websites for them, like all of the curriculum and syllabuses and things like that, different options, so that people can kind of see, and if you want to take one you will be able to. But like I'm very specifically offering Swift in particular due to the fact that here locally where I'm based in Detroit, there's a lot of new developers in our city who are learning or getting exposed to Swift through like the Apple Developer Academy or something like that. And I want to make sure like the option that they have, like they're sticking with the same language, if that makes sense. Because that's going to be simpler for their brains, to just, if it's your first time learning how to code, then yeah, it'll be simpler to just stick with the same language, so they won't be having to like context switch and say, oh, I'm learning Python, but then trying to apply the concepts over into a new language for the first time. But ideally, the main programs for this year would be the main programs I think that we can focus on offering are um, Swift and then full stack JavaScript. And then after that, I want to do like a machine learning, Python machine learning. That'll be like the last main program for us, I would say. So all good things. Definitely today I'm going to spend more time with Gemini. I'm spending time with Gemini actually getting all my course materials like organized, and probably actually going to get Gemini to help me generate the basic course website just to speed up my process. Cuz I'm like amazing at teaching and building out the curriculum and things like that, but all like the different paperwork and making documents and those types of things, that is like a struggle for me. So um I'm able to leverage Gemini, and I'm actually interested in seeing how they are like I want to see if they're going to talk about how to use a custom model, if they're going to enable like the ability to use custom models inside of the IDEs as well, because it's nice to be able to enable like Gemini directly, but I want to probably like fine tune Gemini ideally. And we were looking at the Llamacon updates earlier, either Gemini, because I spend a lot of time in Google services, or Llama. Like I want to develop a model that would be a little bit more tailored to the programs I will be offering and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to just bring my fine-tuned model into one of my IDEs. So that's something else I'm looking to hear from in this section of the presentation. How to enroll. I'm gonna share the actual course website and everything, so you'll be able to go there, see all the materials, um, sign up, choose payment plans, all of the awesome things. And then yeah, I literally was supposed to already have everything put up, but it's just been fun. I've been trying to catch up on some updates too. So definitely announcing that soon. But you can either, I would say, if you just want to like hear from announcements, either follow me on you can follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or follow us in Discord. And any of those places is like a legitimate source where you'll see me posting about it very, 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 very soon, like today, this weekend, that type of thing. I spend most of my time, like social media wise, I spend most of my time on Instagram. So like I'm easy to contact on there, as long as it's not like a weird message or like some odd, because sometimes people do like to get odd on the internet. I respond to my DMs on Instagram, and I keep my stories up to date on Instagram. So like whenever the link goes live, I'll definitely post it in my Instagram stories. I'm going to make an announcement on LinkedIn, and of course I'll put it in Discord as well. And then we'll be the Discord server will be the like main point of contact as far as like folks that are in the course as well. So it's just another good spot to be. But we've been setting up the server for students to be able to come into the course. And yeah, I'm very excited though. I've been teaching coding boot camps since like 2014, 15-ish. So I've taught for different programs in person and online. But a lot of the programs that used to exist are like going away, or they were startups, so now they have been acquired and they're no longer accessible, like publicly accessible. Or some companies that used to do like full stack programs, like software development programs, they might be like abandoning them in the uh in this new era of like AI coding. Just some different weird things that I've seen happening in the industry. And then I feel like a lot of the ones that have been around for a long time aren't necessarily like modernizing their curriculum. And And in general, I would say like LinkedIn. I'll post my LinkedIn as well. In general, I would say like what's that gonna here? Post this link. What it used to look like to be like to take a boot camp and like the type of material that you had to cover has changed significantly. Like when I first started doing JavaScript, it was just vanilla JavaScript. We had jQuery, that was about it. Now you have to learn a lot no matter which um like what language you're getting into. I don't know. I just feel like it has come a long way. A lot of people don't teach version control, which is like mind-boggling to me. Like you're not teaching key skills that people need. So all that to say, I'm very passionate about the work and yep, I'm literally sitting over here like setting up my um like I'm setting up my payments and setting up my website and stuff like that on the back end, getting all the stuff organized just so that whenever I make the announcement, if you are interested, you'll be able to like pretty much sign up and know what to expect when the courses are going to be running, because I'm going to put my schedule together for the rest of the year. I'm used to like actually running coding boot camps at scale, so like I want to have like the timeline for when people can expect certain programs to open up and have the applications and stuff ready to go as well. So just setting those little things up, but I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm here for support and everything like that. And I'm on my own. Like we're always learning in this industry. So I'm on my own learning journey right now as far as like getting deeper into machine learning. I've been interested in natural language processing since 2017 is like the first time, I think. 2016, 2017 is the first time I started to dive into that. So I've just been keeping up with a lot of the work that's been done. Now it's very exciting because it's at the forefront of like development. Baby. Yeah, so it's at the forefront of development now, and I just want to make sure that regardless of where people are in their careers, whether you're starting out or whether you're trying to advance, that we have the tooling that we need to be successful. And I think that's way easier said than done, even when it comes to educational programs. Always inclined towards learning more and more and apply that as well. Yep. So my big thing is learning the concepts that you need, starting from a high level, being able to apply those, and then once you can, like, baby, you don't gotta scream. Once you can apply a justice, stop. It's funny how he only yells when I'm talking. But yeah, once you can learn a concept and you can apply it, then it's easier to wrap your mind around going deeper into the concept. But like if you go to university, they're going to teach from the theory level up. But a lot of people don't identify with that. Like me, I don't mind learning from the theory level up because my brain works that way. But it can be hard to. I do feel like it can be hard to have something to like attach the theoretical concepts to if you don't understand how the process works in a practical form. So very much focused on learning the different concepts and applying them like immediately and getting a lot of repetition in learning how like baby, why you gotta scream? Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to being like a software engineer, like I'm always like software engineer, like you are a problem solver. Like the tools that you learn are just that, they're actually tools. So it's less about saying, hey, here's how to make this one thing and being able to repeat making that one thing, but it's more about like here are all the tools that you have available to you. Here's how to start to learn to use them. Here's how to learn how to use them in appropriate situations. And then from there, once you learn like your core skill set, you're able to move on to doing more and more advanced or using your tools in more advanced ways. So like kind of similar to building, like in the beginning, maybe I only have the most basic tool set and I have a hammer and a screwdriver. But then eventually, if I understand how to use a hammer and a screwdriver effectively, then I'll start to learn that I don't always need to use a hammer or a screwdriver. There's different types of screwdrivers that I can use. I can learn how to use a drill. You know, I can basically level up into more advanced tools, and I can learn to build bigger and bigger, build bigger and bigger like houses, for example, right? Whatever it is that I'm building, I can learn how to build. Go from learning how to build a bird house, to learning how maybe build a dog house, and then maybe I can learn how to build a shed, and then from there I can learn how to build a house or a 2-story house or whatever. But it's like taking those small incremental steps and building the actual foundations that you need to learn at those levels, and then you can kind of you can always extrapolate it out from there. But yeah, if you don't get a good foundation, it's going to be really hard to do that. And I feel the same way about like math in general. Like a lot of times the reason that, in my opinion, that people struggle when it comes to math is not just because people are just bad at math, but because most of the time people don't get taught mathematical concepts. They get taught how to memorize, and you get taught shortcuts and things like that. So if you only ever learned the times table chart, but you never learned how to multiply, once you get past 12 times 12, it might be a little bit difficult to like understand how to solve the problem, because it's like, oh, I never memorized that far. And it's like, math is not about memorization. Math is about applying different theories and concepts to different problems. So when you learn the basics, I learn addition and subtraction. Then I can learn multiplication and division, which are literally just building on top of those, essentially moving forward. Then down the line, it's like, oh, now I can learn equations. I can learn calculus. I can learn linear algebra. Like everything kind of builds on itself. And I feel like software engineering is the same. It's the same way. So anyways, I'm going on a tangent, but as you all can see, I'm very passionate about the subject, so I'm always here to talk.
Tools, Windsurf, Cursor, and IntelliJ and Copilot. But we're enabling devs to use Gemini wherever it suits you best, even in tools like Visual Studio Code, Tab 9, Cognition, and Aider. Okay, now let's talk about running models. Now, my favorite model is Gemini, of course. Yours too, right? Right? Yeah. But there are so many great models out there, and some are particularly well suited for specific tasks or use cases. So, behold, Vertex AI's Model Garden. You can connect to some of the most popular models, or even bring your own from registries like Hugging Face.
Where is Cursor?
Model Garden supports the latest and greatest models across creators, including Llama, Gemma 3, Anthropic, and Mistral. So let's check out the Llama 3.3 model from Meta. It's offered as a service via Model Garden. Here, we can test the model to see what the response looks like by asking something like, what capabilities can you offer for designing renovation budgets?
Yeah, because I'm going to try out the Llama 4 model. I got access to the Llama 4 API already, so I'm going to try that out this week.
We can also use the results we get and compare with other models that we may be considering. And we can do this without having to spin up our own infrastructure or pre-allocate expensive GPUs. Or, if you decide to deploy this, you can deploy to your own endpoint or cluster.
Here, let's
implement a model from Model Garden in our application code. Here, we're in Visual Studio Code. And in this example, we've been using Claude, and it's great. But our apps run on Google Cloud, and the model's running somewhere else. We want to run our model co-located with our app to minimize latency and get the benefit of a simpler security surface. So, with 2 small code changes, we can use the same Claude 3.7 model from Model Garden. We'll use Anthropic's library, and all we need to do is change how we initialize the model here we have the project ID and region instead of API key, and then change the model's actual name. And that's it. Then we're done, and we're set up to use the Model Garden version instead. And we can use other models via the Vertex AI SDK to do something similar. We're striving to meet developers where you are. Your team can build great apps using Gemini as your IDE of choice, or you can use Vertex AI Model Garden to call your model of choice. No matter what you use, we're excited to see what you come up with. Gracias.
Yay, I broke it. There we go. I'm trying to see.
That was pretty great. Those demos were muy caliente.
Premium models
I don't
can be
speak
used.
Spanish. I don't.
Agentic models, non-premium
That's something. Give it up for Debbie. That was great. Yeah. Wild stuff. Two things are true of developers. We are very particular about our tools, but we're also excited to try new things. I'm excited by the fact that we've taken such an open approach here, and you can use Gemini from so many different tools so developers can keep working in the tools that they love.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, Richard, but personally, I've been playing around with Cursor, and it's great. But I love that we're making Gemini available for devs wherever they are, and for getting access to the latest models in Vertex AI Model Garden.
Yeah, and I'm excited to share our latest Gemini model, 2.5 Pro, is now available in Gemini Code Assist for individuals. You can use it right now. Not right now, wait till after. But we've brought even more Gemini to our own developer surfaces. Android Studio now is supported with Gemini Code Assist. It's in preview. This adds Android-specific AI capabilities to Gemini Code Assist. And Gemini in Firebase provides complete AI assistance in the brand new Firebase Studio.
So we know AI is transforming the way that we build software, but the
I need to try it out. I haven't tried Firebase
Studio. The lines of code.
That's right. It is changing how we experience the world around us, like playing or even watching your favorite sport. For me, that is Major League Baseball. Go Padres.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you're saying that AI can finally teach you how to throw a knuckleball?
I'm hopeless, 0% chance. Nothing can help me. But it can revolutionize the way that fans analyze player performance. And the very best part, anyone who is passionate enough to change the game with AI can do that with Google Cloud.
Well, that's why we partner with MLB, who's using Google Cloud to process 25 million data points per game to compute previously inconceivable stats. Using Gemini and Vertex AI, MLB can compare live plays with its massive StatCast dataset in real time and find fresh insights. We wanted to see what the community could build with this data and our AI. So together, we created the Google Cloud MLB Hackathon.
Yeah, we had tons of submissions, but we were thrilled to introduce the grand prize winner here on stage, who will show you how he used Gemini and Vertex AI to actually analyze baseball pitcher performance. So everyone give a really warm welcome to our winner, Jake DiBattista.
Hey everyone. I've always been impressed by how good MLB's motion capture and analytics are. It seems like every detail of every play can now be measured using high-speed cameras. But not everyone has access to that. See, back in college, I was a shot putter, and I used to spend hours watching videos of myself throwing and searching for errors in my technique. There had to be a better way to analyze a
I need Gemini to help me with my golf game, okay? Baby, what are you doing? First of all, where did you get this from? What even is this? Where did you get this from? Is this like, and why are your, pull your pants up. Hey, pull your pants up. Oh my goodness. Some people believe a dark cloud looms over the future with AI taking over most computer science jobs. I'm not sure, but it doesn't sound great. Being an expert, you may shed some light on this. I mean, first of all, I'm not an expert. I don't think a lot of people, nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I think it's completely ridiculous that there's this concept of AI taking over computer science jobs. I think it sounds good in theory. I think a lot of things sound good in theory. The practicality of it is what I think a lot of people are skipping over. Because, like, even earlier, so it's a few things. First of all, like earlier today, we were watching Llamacon, like the summary from, well, I was watching the last couple sessions that I had missed from Llamacon, and Mark Zuckerberg was like, "Oh yeah, in 2026, like 50% of the code is going to be written by AI or something." And then he's like, AI agent, he was like, in the future, he sees software engineers being tech leads that manage a bunch of coding agents. That is like super stupid to me. And I hate to say it like that, but to me, that really is such a stupid concept, because only a person who, like, only a technical founder who actually successfully became a CEO of his company can picture a world where all software engineers become tech leads. Because most software engineers can let you know that a lot of software engineers are terrible as tech leads, because it takes more than just knowing how to code in order to be a tech lead. Like, the idea that I, as a software engineer, my future job is going to be me having to orchestrate other, essentially, now you're saying that a software engineer has to become a team leader for other software engineers, AI software engineers, and be able to tell them what to do and how to do it. Like, most tech leads are actually, like, most software engineers are bad at that. It's really hard to go from like an individual contributor type of role into a role that actually has to think at a higher level and figure out how the plan needs to be worked, and then make sure all of the software engineers are actually like marching to that plan and being able to adjust that. That's like a specific skill set. And again, I think like Mark being a technical founder who was able to take on the leadership and the orchestration, like mental overhead that it takes to do that type of work. I feel like he's taking for granted that that's how everybody's brain works. And most software engineers actually don't, that's not like ideal for them. A lot of software engineers do not have, like, you might have your own individual way that you can that you go about like your process as far as developing, but usually it does not require you to have to articulate what needs to get done and manage the process of it getting done and reviewing the process of it getting done. Most software engineers pick up a ticket in a system, and again, the job of the tech lead is not to write code. The job of the tech lead is to think about how the product needs to get developed and how the work needs to get distributed across the teams. Like, that is just such a very niche role that most software engineers don't even desire to have. So that was just a weird, like, it's just like, I'm like, people are just saying stuff, and it's so like the ramifications of these like statements that are being made, I feel like it's making people more nervous. And I like, it doesn't make me nervous. I don't think computer science jobs are going away. And realistically, like I was saying before, like, a software engineer is not, your job is not to write code. Your job is to solve a problem. I think another thing about the possibility of AI taking over our jobs as software engineers is the fact that, first of all, the code that was used to train these language models is trivial in comparison to what a software engineer's job actually is, especially as you get further along in your career. So this is what I mean by that. All the language models were trained on the entirety of the internet. First of all, the models are not actually reasoning, they're not actually thinking. The models are predicting the most likely word that should come next, the most likely character that should come next. That is actually how language models work. They're not thinking in the same way that an engineer or a person is thinking about solving the problem. I'm not thinking, like, when I'm writing code, I'm not like, the most likely next word or next thing that I would type next is this. I'm thinking about how am I trying to create a system, and then I write the code that is going to allow me to do that. And those are two completely different things. So yes, the language models are good at writing code to some extent, but the reason why they're good at writing code is because they've just seen so many examples of how we write our code. But there is nothing that is teaching the model how we think about writing our code. So why that is important is because no good interesting code is really on the internet in public space. The most interesting and like good high level code that you probably would have access to that models would have been trained on would be the open source code. That's it. But like most of the good code, like most of the hard problems that have been solved through code are in private repositories. They are proprietary data, and nobody in their right mind is going to train models on their proprietary software, their proprietary data, right? So that's why I say, like, yeah, a lot of code generation is good for things that have already been done. But a lot of like when I was like maybe early on in my career, maybe the first year or so, I probably did jobs that were like, oh, create a blog. Okay, I have to create a blog. There's 1,000 ways on the internet to learn how to create a blog. And most of the features that I might have to implement for that blog or for a content management system or whatever, it's been done so many times. But once you get past like your basic skills, everything else I've ever done, I had to do something that I can't just find it on the internet. You know, like the last job I worked at, that was like a full-time like software engineering before I got back into like self-employment. I worked on a vehicle connectivity platform. What we were doing has either it had never been done before, or it had been done internally, and it was rare. Like it was rare to find. It's like none of the work I ever did at that job was something I could find on the internet. Everything that I did, I was our whole entire company, all of our engineers were research and development, R&D. So again, like everything I had to do, we were figuring out how to do it for the first time, or learning how to, or trying to figure out how to reverse engineer something that we saw. Like it was a big deal to the automotive companies because that was vehicle connectivity. So like a specific example is like it was a big deal when Tesla was able to do over the air updates for their cars. No automotive company had that type of capability beforehand. The systems weren't even designed in order to support that. So when we had to learn, we were basically having to figure out how to support the overall vehicle connectivity for the vehicles that we were, the automotive supplier that we were supporting. Like I said, I couldn't just go and Google that and just figure out how to do it. We had to come up with and sit down and strategize over how we were going to do this. Which tools could we use? New tools had to be invented in order for us to actually solve those problems. And like that is literally the typical lifestyle that you live as a software engineer, which is another reason why I say like the fundamentals are so important, because that's like saying, hey, I know I can build a mansion, but if I don't know how to actually like how to set the foundation for it, and like if I don't learn all the principles in building, then I still can build a mansion and then it can crumble as soon as the wind blows too hard, that type of thing. So anyways, I'm like going on a tangent because I get to ranting sometimes, but I just say that to say, I'm like, first of all, software engineering and computer science, those are fundamental like skills. There's problem solving approaches that you learn, and your brain, like as a tool, is something that cannot be replicated by AI, not at this point in time. And I feel like we'll be a long way away before that even is the case. I don't think anybody is ever going to actually put their proprietary data into a language model. I don't care what company it is, because realistically, you like it's a bit like companies make you sign NDAs, like private code and things like that is so protected. I don't even see, like, I would be surprised. I would be so surprised if Meta, for example, is using their internal company code base to train their AI models. I don't think they're doing that. At least not in a way that for the models that are publicly accessible. So I will say that I think the important thing about AI and what we should be looking at when it comes to software, computer science, whatever, is that this is a new tool. So I do think that people will be expected to perform at a higher caliber than maybe in the past. I do think that like learning to use AI effectively will be able to like make your job easier. The tooling around our jobs is going to change. So I think our jobs are going to change for sure. And like, yeah, some people, the low hanging fruit, people that are just doing basic stuff that could be replicated from just a blog on the internet, like those types of I think those types of tasks are easy for the AI to handle. But computer science and software engineering is always about building the new thing, the next thing. And like I said, like language models, they can't actually reason. They are not actually thinking. All they're doing is looking at, hey, what's the most likely thing that I should type next after this, based off of all the billions and billions and billions of examples that I've seen from the internet. So saying all that to say, um, I hope that people will be encouraged to continue to pursue the fundamentals, continue to make sure that you understand how software works, how code works, learn your tool set so that way you actually can leverage AI. Because like I was mentioning before, I think one of the big things about like somebody that might be junior or entry level is that you don't have the language yet to describe software. So if you don't have the existing language to describe it, you're going to have a hard time prompting the AI. Prompting and how you develop your prompts is super important. And the better your prompt is, the better output you get. The worse your prompt is, the worse output you get. So if you just say, build a blog, that's one thing. But a blog, especially at scale, is so much more than just build a blog. It's, develop the backend API. You need to configure certain type of authentication and authorization that you want to have. Like there's so many buzzwords and so much terminology that you would want to be able to describe to do it in a way that actually can be used in production and at scale. And regardless of how much these companies are like hyping up AI, no company is going to want a software engineer that cannot deploy code that is good in production. So I don't know. I feel like actually the future is bright for us as software engineers, but learning your fundamentals is going to be more important than ever, because if you don't understand how to speak the language of code, you're not going to be able to be effective with the language models. If you don't understand how code is supposed to work, and if you can't like look at code and determine whether it's good or bad, then you basically are just, it's like the blind leading the blind. If the AI can literally give you like something that's actually terrible to implement, but if you have the eyes for it and you can go through and look and say, you know what, there's a logical error right here, then you're going to be better off. So I don't know, hopefully that's helpful. But yeah, I'm like, that's what I say, I'm here to answer the questions and talk. And that's why I like to live stream, because I'm like, whenever sometimes online it's harder for me to describe stuff. I'm used to being in a classroom setting, like pre-pandemic, when I was teaching in the before times. I actually taught in the classroom, so I'm used to being able to speak to things like, on the top of my head, as opposed to, I'm not as good with edited content. So that's why y'all see, like, I've been working on getting my YouTube up and posting reels and things like that, but I don't like editing. Like, just not my specialty. I don't get too excited about it. I am learning to like value that, because I want more people to be able to understand and have access to the different things that we work on over here. So I know it's like necessary in that way. But I'd rather go live and just talk through stuff. Like even when it comes to like emails and things like that, like sometimes people might like type in Discord and ask a question, and it's like it's so much easier for me to talk through it than it is for me to sit down and try to type it out in a certain type of way. So, heck yeah, be encouraged though. I hope that y'all will be encouraged because our jobs are changing, but they're changing. They're not going away. And it's a lot of jobs like that. I think a lot of people are afraid for their jobs to go away, and I'm like, if AI can do your job to some capacity, that actually means you are the prime person to be leveraging AI for your job. Like I said, with coding, now that AI can do it, it is I like AI as like a good assistant. It is an assistant. um so certain things that it would have took me a long time to like go through the documentation and find the right information in order for me to learn the tool. Like I feel like it's easier for me to learn different to learn new tools and new languages faster because my process is significantly sped up by not having to scour the internet and figure out if this blog is a good one or a bad one, or if it's 5 years old and the language, like the version of the language has like changed so much. Like it basically speeds up the process overall. But if you don't have your fundamentals down, it's going to be hard for you to like be able to leverage it in the right type of way. But that's something that I'm being very thoughtful of when it comes to like having the boot camps themselves, because I'm like, you do want to know how to use the tools effectively, and there's a lot of ways that you can get a lot out of working with AI, even in the beginning when you are learning how to code or you're trying to like get into the career paths. Like using the learning how to prompt properly is important. Learning how to actually vet the results that are coming back is actually a good exercise. Like I always like to teach my students like not just how to write the code, but how to debug code, how to read other people's code. Because when you work on a team, you have to interact with other people's code as well. So you need to learn how to read code effectively. And there's like, I feel like there's a lot you can do with the models to do that effectively. Baby, this is empty, and you couldn't drink this even if it had something in it. You want something to drink? Go get the Capri Suns. I'm gonna go get him a Capri Sun because he trying to drink everything except juice. You said bye. Um. Oh, and then the AI models are good for actually helping you develop study plans. Like if you're learning, honestly, like being able to develop study plans and things like that. Like all of those are actually effective, or being able to explain something to you like, hey, here's some code I wrote, or here's some code I'm trying to understand, like how does this work, and it being able to break it down to you, like using it in that type of a way early on, I think is going to help. Because if I take some really good code that one of the seniors on my team wrote, and then I'm like, I don't understand this, and I have the AI break it down to me, not only is it going to help me understand it more effectively, more easily, but it also hopefully should be explaining the code to me in a way that I am learning the language of software, like I mentioned before. So that way, when I go back to prompt the AI, I have the right words to use for it. So yeah, feel free to keep dropping questions. We still got like 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes on this keynote. So I'm hanging around at least until I finish the keynote. Come on, baby. Come on. What is this? Is this my Oh, that's what that is. That's what I thought. This is my tape. This is my mounting tape. Justice, my room, my office is already kind of a hot mess. And you are not assisting at the moment. You are making it worse. Oh. Ow. Left. I cannot wait until I enjoy being on stream, but I also cannot wait until I'm done because I need to clean up my office, clean up my house, make some dinner. I think I want some tacos, and I got some chorizo. I just took it out the freezer, so hopefully it'll be decently thawed. Cause I'm about to eat good tonight. Like, it's so funny. I feel like when it comes to jobs like more brain intensive type of work, I feel like a lot of people don't realize how many calories that burns. And when I've been thinking really hard, like, I am so freaking hungry. Like, I need to eat a lot. Here, baby, you didn't finish this. Yeah, finish that. Okay, well then, at least put it over here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a good dinner. I was supposed to be going to a golf clinic in the morning, but the ticket sold out because I didn't get my ticket on time. It's nothing in there, baby. It's nothing in there. It's nothing in there, I told you. And you can't drink that, even if it was something in there. Yeah, okay. All right. Why did you do that? Toddlers are so entertaining.
Throw without the need for high-speed cameras to capture biomechanical data. So I built a fully customizable prompt generator for analyzing a pitch. It only took me 1 week to create this using Gemini API and Google Cloud.
They so still in the back. They look like statues.
Since every pitcher has different preferences and skill levels, Gemini would need to be able to adapt its analysis depending on the pitch. Let's start with an experienced pitcher with lots of historical data.
Oh.
I'll analyze a video.
I need to do this for golf. I need to, because hypothetically, he gave me an idea. I should be able to use actual professional footage and then use that to train a model that understands like how form needs to look, and then have like a video analysis where I can analyze my form and then maybe it can give me feedback. I don't know. I feel like I should be. I feel like that should be a thing, right?
Of one of the greatest left-handed baseball pitchers of all time, Clayton Kershaw. I'll analyze his pitching mechanics to take a look at the last pitch he threw in the 7th inning of a near-perfect game. This will show how far off his ideal performance he was at that point in the game. Cool. So we start by pre-processing the video using OpenCV, a computer vision library, and then storing it in Google Cloud. From there, selections are made such as pitch type and game state to pull in MLB data, including Kershaw's profile, into our prompt. Each selection here helps to generate a unique set of system instructions and prompt details tailored to the pitch being analyzed.
Finally, this is all sent to the Gemini API. The model indicates Kershaw was throwing his signature curveball with nearly no deviation from his ideal. But this isn't just for the pros. This is a tool for all of us. That's why I added an amateur mode, which uses parameters for less experienced players. Our co-host Richard loves baseball and threw a pitch a few weeks ago. Let's see how he did.
I'm scared.
Are you sure you want to show this to thousands of people, Richard?
No, not at all.
All right, lining up. And
it's not that bad.
Well, you're no Kershaw. I've already generated the results in another tab. Let's go over there and see how he did.
Here we go.
Okay. Average the major leagues for you, Richard. I don't know.
I'm better at this job.
Baby. I think
Yeah, maybe don't quit your day job.
Hey.
So you have some potential. Look at what it says. He has to tighten up his arm a little bit and add some leg drive to maximize his power. Here, Gemini uses a different prompting framework for less skilled pitchers. After a little prompt engineering on my end, it's able to quickly adapt from a professional model like Kershaw to an amateur like Richard in a single click, altering the grading rubric accordingly. And what's cool about Gemini is with simple prompts, it can process multiple frames simultaneously, allowing me to analyze the entire motion, not just individual snapshots, giving a much richer understanding of how each part of the pitch contributes to the final outcome. This essentially worked out of the box, meaning I didn't need to implement a custom model or build overly complex data sets. As an athlete and front-end developer, I was shocked that I could build a computer vision application using Gemini by myself in just 1 week. This was built with pitching prospects in mind, so coaches and athletes at any level could help players without the need for high-resolution cameras. Now, it's possible for anyone to have a personalized coach right in their pocket. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, give it up for Jake. Congrats again on your hackathon win. We had a ton of submissions. That stood out. If I knew he was going to talk like that, he wouldn't have won. Stephanie, what is the takeaway other than I probably need to work a little bit on my pitching performance?
I'm glad you got that out of it. Hey. Could you have imagined, though, using generative AI for this type of analysis a few years ago? Nope. I love that this is valuable anywhere that visually analyzing a process makes sense.
I mean, you think about quality control in manufacturing, process optimization on some large production line, even troubleshooting parts inside a generator. That's amazing capabilities there.
No. Yeah, so the list is pretty endless. Yep. And this is something that you just couldn't do well at scale before AI.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about sports and AI use cases. It's a problem. But even within Google, we have that AI basketball coach right here at Next. Have you tried that?
Well, I tried it yesterday, where it actually coached me on elbow position, height, and knee bend. So basically everything.
You're roasting my pitching when that's what we're looking at.
But, okay, fine. I deserve that. I deserve that.
The recent work we did with our CEO Jeremy Bloom and his team at the Winter X Games to build an AI commentator and score analyzer. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. So that work added another dimension to what Jake talked about, which is essentially that Gemini can see and help make sense of information that isn't immediately apparent to the human eye. In just 8 weeks, a small team of cloud developers built an AI commentator that could add an entirely new element to the fan experience for men's superpipe, AI scoring and analysis for the first time ever during a live action sports event.
That's so cool, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Gemini accurately predicted the top 3 winners based on just analyzing their practice runs.
Yeah, exactly right. Wow. And X Games is super interested in this idea of AI as an unbiasing mechanism, pairing AI insights with human expertise to help remove bias from competitions.
These things can watch longer than we can. We might miss something for a second, but the AI doesn't, which is great.
Yeah, it's true. I also love this idea that Jake touched on, of AI as a coach. Like, how can you use vast amounts of nuanced data to improve performance? I feel like we're going to see a lot of momentum in this space next year.
No doubt. It's great that AI is making things faster, less expensive, but I'm actually really excited about the ability to do entirely new things that weren't possible before. Where is this all going? What should we all be preparing for? So far, we've seen what's next. What's after next?
Well, let's take a look at 2 areas where our industry is changing even further. We're giving you interfaces that are more powerful, responsible agents that are more helpful, and a cloud platform that helps you orchestrate it all.
Nowhere else you get all that. Yep, AI is showing in more places, not just your IDE and notebook, right? Think of agents as teammates that partner with us in all of the different places that we work.
We'll show you how an agent powered by Google AI partners with you to do deep data analysis using BigQuery, Vertex AI, and Colab. This will make getting insights and answers from your enterprise data dramatically easier and will make you a hero to your business stakeholders.
Love
so
that.
Please give it up for Jeff Nelson.
Here we go, Jeff.
Thank you, Stephanie. Who else here loves data? All right. Me too. I've worked with data for over a decade and know firsthand just how hard it is to turn that raw data into something useful. Today, I'll show how our new data science agent helps us turn that raw data into a data app. This app will help sales managers access personalized forecasts at our construction company. I'll start in a BigQuery notebook that's powered by Colab to build our forecast. To do so, I'm going to check out my product sales table with a little bit of SQL code that I pasted in from the clipboard. We can see the table here, and if you'll notice, there's a DF beside the input. DF stands for data frame, and that's BigQuery loading its results into a Python data frame. Python allows us to use libraries like BigFrames to execute my code over tables of any size. So I'll use it to paste in a little bit more Python to drop a few columns we don't need for our analysis. And I'll write one more cell to aggregate total sales by fields like order date and customer state. And this just helps give us some metrics for the rest of our forecast. This tabular view here is great, but seeing the data is even better. So when I switch over to the chart view, I can start to spot interesting patterns or potential issues before going deeper. Next, I'll use this data to forecast sales with the Gemini data science agent that's built into this notebook. All I need to do is click Ask Agent, and I'll input a prompt to generate a sales forecast from our input table. From here on out, all code is generated and executed by the Gemini data science agent. This is a collaborative process, so the data science agent acts kind of like my peer. We can go back and forth in simple natural language in this chat box, and you'll also notice that the agent uses Spark for feature engineering. This is only possible because of our new serverless Spark engine in BigQuery. So switching between SQL, Spark, and Python is now easy and allows developers like you and me to use the right tool for the job. That's something I think we could all get used to. So here the Spark code reads from our input table, applies some light transformations, and writes to a transform table. Next, to build the forecast, our agent uses a new Google Foundation model called TimesFM.
Pretty good vibes.
It's
Hold
meant
on, let
for
me make myself
forecasting,
louder.
and it's accessible directly
Pretty good
in
vibes.
BigQuery. Unlike
But I'm ready to
traditional models,
eat.
This one's pre-trained on massive time series data sets, so I can get forecasts simply by inputting my data. Let's take a quick look at the output. I'll exit out of the data science agent, and we can see for every product ID and date combination, we now have a forecasted value as well as lower and upper bounds for a 95% confidence interval. But our chart view helps us see this even better. And this is the kind of thing I want to share with my sales managers. But for that, I'm going to need a data app so that all of my assets are packaged up and easily shareable. But here's a secret. I don't really like building apps. So watch this. Right within this notebook, I can click Create Data App. Select the cells I'm interested in publishing. In this case, it'll just be the visualization. I can click Next, and I'll leave the default inputs here. When I click Create, BigQuery packages everything up and gives me a link that's external. That means this forecast is now a data app that's accessible to everyone. So sales managers can now directly access this app. They can input their own parameters and get personalized forecasts without needing to know any data science at all. Now that's powerful. So I'm psyched about this too. So we easily transformed raw data into a fully deployed forecasting data app, made possible by this data science agent. But wait, there's more. We're also launching specialized agents for data engineers, data analysts, and business users in preview. And the data science agent you just saw integrated in BigQuery notebooks is coming soon. You can also get started in Colab today. So scan the QR code on the screen and start building. I can't wait to see what you create. Thank you.
That was amazing. Did you hear him say he does not like building apps? Congratulate Jeff on his first and last time on the main stage keynote. Congratulations. What's going on there? But that was a ton to see in a short amount of time. That was super duper impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I know the data science agent is really taking off based on the reaction here. It's true. Right. And I'm excited to see our next set of agents for data launching this year.
Yeah, I like this concept of agents as teammates. It's not just about using a single call to a model and that's it. It's more than that. As devs, we're more empowered with agents to do ongoing and complex analyses with all of our data.
Yeah, well, Richard, what else do we have for everyone today?
I think we got one more big demo. We want to give you a sneak peek.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm planning on making some tacos. I got some chorizo sausage that I had in the freezer. I just took it out, so I'm gonna make that. Or if not, I'm gonna make some. I have some cheddar brats, and those are already thawed out, so I could easily make those. But I just really want some tacos. So that's probably what I'm about to make.
Hey everyone, I want to walk you through an early view of how you'll build software using agents designed specifically to help developers. Security policies for move repetitive and mundane tasks. An early view of how you'll build software.
A sneak peek into what we really see as the future of software development. We've got some amazing features coming later this year that will make building software so much faster and easier by using a software engineering agent. What else? To further boost productivity. To show us how all this works.
Good. I mean, you got some Fago. That is good. I will warn you. It can be a little flat by the time it gets shipped halfway across the world. But if it's fresh,
hey everyone,
ain't nothing like a fresh Fago.
Early view of how you'll build software using agents designed specifically to help developers. This functionality is coming to you later this year. Gemini Code Assist provides an extra pair of coding hands to help you create applications and remove
halfway across the world means like I don't know how far, but
focus on the fun stuff.
Once I was in Justice, stop. You're doing too much. No, stop it. You ready to go to sleep? Yeah, you about to go to bed. Don't worry. Once I was one time I had some Fago I was in Mississippi, right? Was I in Mississippi? I was down south. I think I was in Mississippi. Yeah, it was flat. Like it was flat to me because I live in Detroit. So it's like whenever we get the pop, it's like it's fresh, you know what I mean? But after it's been shipped and shaken and stirred and all that kind of stuff, I felt like it just didn't hit the same as how it was being at home. So yeah, the South is far, but also like you live international, like it has to be shipped internationally. So I'm like not sure, even though the distance is probably shorter. Hopefully it's fresh. That's all I can say. If it's fresh, it's gonna be great. I don't know, like would the bottle or a can preserve the carbonation better? Cause it's like it's pop, so it's sugary. So that syrupy taste when your pop is flat, it's just that's never good. Um, if you could find it in a glass bottle, that's gonna be peak. That's gonna be peak. But you probably have had it now since you've been here, so you probably had it fresh, so you will know the difference. Because I feel like when I was in Mississippi and we had some, boy, please stop it. You can't have that, okay? Good job, baby. But like, stop grabbing glass bottles, okay? Thank you. We broke one glass thing today, okay? This boy. Um, but yeah, if you could find it in a glass bottle, that's gonna be peak. But yeah, when I had it down south, it was like a lot of people was like, "Oh, Fago, it's not that good." And then when I tasted it, I realized why they felt like that because I was like, "This is flat. Like this is not how it's supposed to taste." And it's like it's get from off of there. You just constantly finding stuff that you shouldn't even bother. But yeah, it's a sugary drink, so it's like once it's flat, it's not worth drinking. No, no, no. Here, take this one. He want to stack all these bottles and cups up, but he cheap taking stuff that's glass.
This is the Gemini Code Assist Kanban board. We're moving beyond editors to a new way to develop software with agents. The Kanban board will let you orchestrate agents to help you in all aspects of the software development lifecycle. It includes something we're calling a backpack that holds all your engineering context, style guides, security policies, formatting preferences, even your previous feedback. So Code Assist can be a more effective coding partner.
Sit down.
All right, let's start here. We've got a technical design doc for a Java migration, a task I think we'd all like to hand off. So we'll make a comment and assign the migration to Code Assist directly from our Google Doc. When it has questions, those will get added to the comment thread where we can respond directly. This new task will show up on the Kanban board so we can keep track of its progress. Google Docs isn't the only place you might want to start a new engineering task. We can ask Code Assist, or send to Code Assist a message asking it to fix this continuous integration build failure directly from our team chat room. Or you could assign it a bug directly from your bug tracker. In fact, why even assign bugs manually when we can just ask Code Assist to do it? It can keep an eye on our repo to perform bug triage, do root cause analysis, and fix issues automatically. We can ask it to do code reviews on all incoming pull requests, leaving great actionable feedback.
I do not like the idea of offloading the code review process. I think that's like the biggest.
Nobody puts baby in a backpack.
That's the biggest like.
And of course,
gotcha. That's it's gonna come back to bite us.
Bugs and each new issue as they arrive right in the Kanban board. While we're here, let's start a new project. We'll take a product requirement document for an earthquake monitoring web app and ask Code Assist to produce a prototype. Okay, that looks good. We're going to fast forward through this a bit, and then we're going to preview that web app right from within the Kanban board. You can see how this now becomes our new development loop. I can tell Code Assist the changes I want and let it take another pass and repeat that until I'm happy with what I see. Or I could decide I want to just dive into the code right in my IDE. So it's been a few weeks since I started this project. I think Richard been doing some check-ins, and he likes to do a lot of talking, but not a lot of coding or playing baseball. So let's see what he's done. Oh, Richard. Of course, he left me some to-dos. So I'm going to hand this off to Code Assist, and then I'm going to look into his code access.
Oh, don't do me like that.
Oh, you just wait. I think that was at build failure was you earlier, wasn't it?
Probably.
Probably. All right. So designed to tackle all kinds of developer tasks, Code Assist and Kanban board will extend your reach and allow you to do more as a developer and turn even more of your ideas into reality. I invite all of you to check out the App Dev Spotlight right after the keynote, where Ryan J. Saab will show you some of these great new features in much more detail and tell you how to sign up for the preview. Thank you.
There you go. Give it up for my former friend Scott. That's
It's like, do I need to get in between you two?
Gosh, so rough.
Well, that really felt like the future of software development, right?
Amazing.
I love the idea that it will let me spend the vast majority of my development time focused on solving interesting and important problems and less time on the boring stuff like writing tests and CRUD code.
You're doing a lot of CRUD code right now?
I won't be.
Yeah. I mean, building a prototype or MVP like we're showing here is definitely a bit different from adding new functionality for an enterprise with a big, massive, complex code base. But what this shows is that AI can write good code for everyone and interact with all of us on whatever surfaces we work with. I'm excited about that. I think orchestrating agents is a big part of the future of software development. And we just showed a fresh development loop here for small, large enterprises alike, where AI works with the developer to build the right things and then build it right.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to build with my own fleet of agents.
You cannot wait to build a fleet of agents.
It's a fleet.
All right.
And I know we have one last thing to share. What is up next, Richard?
Agent fleets? No.
Oh, good guess.
No. Even before next, there has been a lot of buzz about VO2. We saw some stuff here as well. It's a really cool model. There is so much excitement out there for what's possible.
Don't even try to skip it.
We love seeing what you all have been making so far with VO. From short films to magical animated scenes and so much more. I personally really love the things that aren't possible outside of animation or special effects. I mean, so much of what I've seen is just so fun and whimsical.
That would be our band name.
It should be.
Yeah. All of that is available today on Vertex AI, which is amazing. You can build with this, but we wanted to give you one more peek behind the curtain at what's achievable when Google Cloud and Google DeepMind team up with partners to stretch the boundaries of what's possible in entertainment when you use this same technology. The Sphere just announced that it will be presenting a fully immersive experience of the 1939 film, The Wizard of Oz. Let's take a look.
What we're doing with The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere is make you feel like you're there.
The process of getting this immersive experience off the ground has 10,000 moving parts. How could we adapt that 4x3 image, and how could we spread that on the media plane and take you to another world?
We had to figure out super resolution, outpainting, and performance.
Google was the only company that was actually capable of doing this.
We actually had to add in and restore more detail than existed in the original film. The second problem is we needed to complete the characters that were cut off outside the field of view of the original cinema production. The third problem is, with a much wider field of view, we could see characters that should be there but were never captured on camera. And so we needed to generate those performances completely. We needed to use AI to train on all of the material in the original movie to effectively reconstruct a memory. Then we could transport the audience back into that memory of the original movie and reproduce that experience in the Sphere.
The key for us in all that we're doing with AI is to maintain the integrity of the original filmmaker's intent. It's part of our cultural history. You can't just take it and do anything with it.
That challenge led us to a series of guiding principles that became one of the most complex productions I think I've ever seen or heard of.
So I know which shot I need to upscale. So I come to this program that I've written, right? So this program launches a pipeline on Google Cloud infrastructure. And what it does is it takes low resolution input and produces high resolution output. Now I've run this exact shot through our SR model, and this is what we get. So to get to this stage, we had to push the boundaries of the technology that was available.
VO is one of our well-defined video models.
VO is one of the biggest super resolution breakthroughs.
Yeah, how does VO work? Okay, say you zoom in on a video and you take a patch of it and you train a model that learns, here's that image in high resolution, and then it learns how to take a small, low quality, low res version of that and give you a beautiful high res video.
A new technology and a new tool enables a new story to be told in a new way. We went from an era of models and miniatures and special effects, and now we're entering a new era where teams of artists are working with AI to follow in the footsteps of filmmakers for the last 100 years.
Wow.
It's really cool, right? Every
Amazing.
time I get chills.
Yeah.
And I really think it's only the beginning. And I can't wait to see what other entertainment projects are possible with this technology and what our customers will do with VO2.
I really love that we showed so much that you can do today, not futures, right now. Use AI Studio to experiment with the latest Gemini models, including those that have that advanced reasoning we talked about. Develop agents that change how you work with the Agent Development Kit and run agents at scale with Vertex AI.
And combine multiple agents working together into a single application or service to do work for you. Use Gemini in your favorite IDE or bring your favorite model from Vertex AI Model Garden.
And in the very near future, you will use agents to help you dive into your data without needing to be an expert in Spark or other big data frameworks. Software development agents will handle the toilsome dev work for you so we can focus on the fun, complex engineering problems. Look, if you work with Google Cloud, in some ways, you're already working in the future.
Well, that was all amazing, but I personally loved Jake's baseball demo.
Me too.
Gemini makes computer vision so easy and accessible, which made me realize that I can use Gemini to improve in so many things. For one, basketball.
Baseball.
Learning guitar, even my cooking skills. See our latest demos, try the products talked about on stage, and get your questions answered by technical experts in the Google Cloud Showcase in the heart of the main keynote expo hall.
Amazing, and that is the show. I am really excited to see what you all build next with Gemini and Google Cloud. Let's get out there and start building. Thank you.
We made it to the end. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Okay. Thank you for the resource. Yes, I'm familiar with archive papers. I read a lot of research papers. I'll take a look at the repo, hopefully. And see what you got going on there. But yeah, I read lots of papers. So maybe it'll be something useful for me. But I do like to, I mean, I don't necessarily have like an automation situation going on right now. When it comes to that, just because I pretty much go and look for papers based off of things I plan on reading through and just like different topics. But I want to see what you put together. Maybe I'll be able to adapt it to one of my own use cases. But yeah, I need to eat dinner so bad. I'm like hungry. I'm like very hungry right now. And honestly, I did take a break, but like it's 7:45. I started streaming at like 9 in the morning. So this is one of the like one of the longer streams we've done in a minute. And the first time we got 2 streams in a week in a minute. And I streamed 2 days in a row. So you know, no big deal, but just making progress is always fun. If you are on Twitch, I guess I can send y'all to Hang. Manage stream. CM Griffin is streaming again, and I sent some of y'all over there last night. He also typically gives great insight in dev work and things like that. I'm trying to see if it's anybody else interesting that's streaming in our category. I gotta learn how to raid out, quote end quote, on YouTube, but I'm not really there yet with my setup. So I will send y'all over to CM Griffin if you want to continue to like, watch other people code. I'll be back next week. Download all and sort them in the Graph DB. Oh wow, that's crazy. Interesting though. Interesting. I'll take a look. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Or y'all, follow me on Instagram if you really want to connect in real time, and then join the Discord server. I'm gonna check in the Discord because I know I saw a notification. Feel free to post get into the channels and things like that in Discord. We're trying to get way more active with Discord. So in the meantime, I hope y'all have a good weekend and a good night.